Civilsdaily, we always have a one-to-one discussion with each and every test. After each and every mains test, we have this discussion. You get a proper feedback. So what to fear? It is our responsibility. It is mentors like me who are making sure that you are not making the same mistakes in your answer writing. So whatever way you are writing answers, you just start writing answers. Do not fear. You can fear about content. Yes, sir, I do not have content. I have not read everything. It's okay. Content is something which not everyone has. Even if you talk to a top or rank one, they will say ki out of 20 questions in a particular paper, they can easily write only 11 to 12 questions. Rest 8-9 questions they cannot answer with their content, the content that they have. So it's okay to not have a content. Content is something that we will be building gradually. But first you start understanding the basic nitty-gritties of answer writing. Okay, what is presentation? What is structure? What is these interventions like flowcharts? Okay, then comes the content. And to understand all these 4 aspects, you will need at least 2 to 3 months of extensive answer writing. So these 7 months have enough space to cover these 2 to 3 months for you. So before prelims, you are ready. You know, how good am I in the answer writing space? Which paper am I good in? Is it paper 1? Is it paper 2? Is it paper 3? Or is it paper 4? How to use all these paper to write good essay? So in these 7 months, you have enough time to understand all the basics of paper 1, 2, 3, 4 plus essay plus your optional answer writing. And as I was mentioning about these humanities, science and commerce background students, see, I understand this thing. We all have written answers differently in our different parts of life. For example, till class 12th or 10th, we were writing answers differently. Okay? We were writing in terms of board's answers. You all will agree with me. Be it CBSE, be it ICSE, be it state boards, the answer writing was totally different till class 10th and 12th. Then we went to graduation. Graduation again had a different answer writing approach. Okay, it wanted you to have a different approach, be it humanities, be it science, be it commerce. And suddenly here UPSC is asking you to write answers in a very different manner. Here you are not supposed to write in paragraph. Here it is asking you or rewarding marks in terms of bullet points. So to understand that demand from UPSC, you have to have that at least 2 to 3 or 4 months of extensive answer writing before prelims, so that by the time you're ready for mains, you do not have to worry about anything else but practicing more and more. In last 3 months, you will be only doing practice again and again and again and getting a proper feedback. So this feedback helps you in breaking the inertia of answer writing. So these 7 months have enough space for you to break down the answer writing inertia. And trust me, no one. I have given 6 mains of UPSC. Okay, I come from Uttar Pradesh. Here I have given 5 mains of UPPCS. So combined experience of 11 mains. Trust me, if you see my first answers that I was writing in my first attempt, you will think that Parth sir had no idea how to write answers. And yes, I had no idea. Okay. It's only when I showed my answers to the coaching team, the coaching that I was enrolled in, when I showed my answers to my seniors and I got my feedback from them, then gradually I improved. No one writes really good answers in their first attempt. It is quite okay. It is quite normal. So do not fear about the judgments that you will be getting. Do not fear about the looks that you will be getting. Do not fear about the marks that you will be getting. You just make sure that you are writing answers. You start writing answers. Okay. Now, this is a very interesting thing. Role and use of mock test series. Now, this is the perfect time to enroll in mock test. Okay, mock test will be of prelims mock test, mains mock test, and essay, and as well as your optional. So these will be having different mock tests in different coaching institutes. Prelims mock tests are there, mains mock tests are there, essay mock tests are there, optional mock tests are there, and in Civilsdaily we have also one more thing, Samachar Manthan, which is your current affairs mock test. And trust me, a lot of you have already enrolled in these mock tests, and some of you will join in next couple of days in some mock tests. Mock tests are very important, but how to use those mock tests? If I talk to someone now, they will always say, okay sir, I am enrolled in XYZ coaching institute or Civilsdaily coaching institute, and in my prelims mock test I'm only getting 70 or 80 marks. Okay sir, how to improve? Or sir, I'm only getting 50 to 60 marks. Or sir, even I'm getting 100 marks in this particular subject in polity or geography, but in economy and history I'm not getting more than 70 or 80. So are you really going after these marks? Is it the good way to use the mock test? No. So the first rule of mock test is just like a cricket. Okay, a lot of you will watch cricket, and you know, okay, before each and every match, be it cricket, be it football, be it tennis, anything, every player goes through practice session. These mock tests are nothing but your practice session. Practice session. Okay. So your first thing first, these mock tests are preparing you for your actual UPSC prelims as well as mains examination. So do not go after marks, but first use them as your practice wicket. Okay, and how to use that? See, let's say you are going after a polity sectional test. Just listen to it very carefully. Let's say you are approaching a polity mock test of prelims. 100 questions are coming from polity. That means you are facing 100 different questions from various topics of Lakshmikant or polity. Okay, now if you're going only for 70-80 marks, how will you improve on how to get 100 plus marks? You will say, let's say you are attempting 80 questions, okay, out of which 50 are sorry and 30 are wrong, okay, and you left 20 questions. Okay, it is a ballpark figure, ideal scenario. Okay, so in this particular thing you are getting around 80 marks after detecting the negative. Okay, so if you are focused too much on in this 80 marks, then you will not understand how to reduce this 30 wrong questions, or how to make sure that these 20 questions that I left, I can do it 5 or 6 more questions. This could have been easily 15 questions or 14 questions or 13 questions. So until unless you're not using a mock test for sorting out these two issues, the questions that you have left and questions that you have attempted incorrectly, then your mock test is of no use. So do not go for only this thing. You have to work on 30 wrong and 20 left as well. And how to use mock test is, I'm going to tell you. See, first of all, these 30 wrong. Sit back and realize one thing. Out of these 30 questions, was there any pattern? In pattern, I mean, were you doing the same mistake again and again? Even though the topics were different, even though one question might be from fundamental right, another question might be from parliament or state legislature. But the theme of your mistake or the what you say character of your mistakes was similar, then you have a problem. Then you have to sort out that issue. Let me give you an example. There are two type of questions. One is statement based and another one is see the straightforward question. That means one question, 4 options, A, B, C, D. No statement 1, no statement 2, no statement 3. So there are two types of questions UPSC is asking, statement based and straightforward. So in these 30 questions, if the majority of the questions that you got wrong, let's say 20 statement based questions and 10 straightforward, then that means you have to sort out these 20 questions. Be it they might be from different topics, but here you have identified a theme, a common mistake, that when it comes to mistakes, the statement based questions are something which are bothering you. That means in these 20 questions your conceptual clarity was missing and your elimination was not that much good. So you have used your prelims mock test to understand your issues. First thing is your type of questions. Okay, the second thing is your topic. Now if we reverse this scenario, let's say there were 20 straightforward questions that you got wrong and only 10 questions from a statement base that were wrong. And that means your factual clarity is missing, because most of the times if UPSC is asking a straightforward questions, then that means your factual clarity is missing. Factual clarity means some data, some figure, some definition, some name. It can be of history, it can be of polity, it can be of geography, it can be of economy. But if your statement based questions are getting more wrong, then that means your conceptual clarity in that particular topic, for topic I'll come to later, in that particular topic is missing conceptual clarity. So next time whenever you're reading your mock test, whenever you're reading your this particular subject, once again you have to go in that particular depth. Now that depth can be factual, that depth can be conceptual, depending upon the mistakes that you are committing in your mock test. So this mock test gives you a reflection of the mistakes that you are committing and gives you a roadmap on how to identify and rectify those mistakes. Now coming to this topic. Now you have identified it out of 30 questions. My major issue was statement based questions. Now, was there a similarity in topics that I was getting wrong? Let's say there were 100 questions from polity, and out of 30 questions that you got wrong, 6 questions were of parliament, 5 from DPSP, and 4 from, let's say, federalism. So that means ki more than your 50%, almost 50%, 50% of your mistakes were from 3 different topics. That means ki next time whenever you are revising, you have to first focus on parliament, then DPSP, then federalism. Because out of 15-16 questions from each topic, you are getting maximum wrong from these areas. So mock test helps you realize ki what are your weak areas. See, revision should not be done from cover to cover. Your first reading should be done from cover to cover. Whenever you're reading anything, any subject new, that reading should be done from cover to cover, from first page to the last page. That's perfectly fine. But when you are reading for second or third time or fourth time, that is called revision. That should not be done cover to cover, but it should be done strategically. You have to first work upon your mistakes. Now, as I have told you, your first mistake should be to identify the types of questions that you're getting wrong. The second identification should be the topics that you're getting wrong. Okay, when you have realized that my parliament is very weak, my DPSPs are weak, my federalism is weak. Now you know that whenever I'm revising, I will be first focusing on these 3 topics. And next time I will not be making the same mistakes again. Also, you have got 50 questions right as well. So what was the major topics from these 50? Let's say ki fundamental rights or state legislature were topics that got maximum questions right for you. That means ki next time whenever I am reading, I will not be devoting much time to fundamental rights or state legislature. Yes, I will be reading them. But if I was giving 5 days to them, I will be giving now 3 days only to them. I will take them little bit of granted. And the 2 days that I've saved, I will use it for these 3 topics. So these mock tests help you analyze your revision strategy. And lastly, your elimination. Ki, let's say out of 80 questions, you attempted 45 questions through elimination. Now this mock test will help you realize what was your conversion ratio. If your conversion ratio, let's say out of 45 questions, more than 35 questions you attempted were correct through elimination, then that means you have a conversion ratio of more than 60%. Success ratio of 60%, then it's good. But if it is below 60%, you are getting maximum wrong and minimum right, then you have to sit back and read the explanations of all the questions that you have gone wrong for elimination. What was your logic? Let's say you eliminated option A and D correctly, and you were left with option B and C. You chose option B, the correct answer was option C. Now go through the explanation and realize what was your logic of choosing B and why the correct answer was C. Now if that logic was conceptual mistake, then you have to read conceptually next time whenever you're revising. If that mistake was due to some facts or figures, then next time you have to make sure that whenever you're reading this particular subject again, you have to focus on numbers as well, names as well, places as well, data as well. So these mock tests, they help you understand. These mock tests help you understand what are your mistakes, what was your strength, and what was the area that you can improve, scope of improvement. And one big important thing out of these, whatever experiments that you want to do in your prelims paper, you have to first apply this in these mock tests. What do we mean by experiments? A lot of you will ask, okay, sir, how much should I attempt in prelims? First of all, it is never something universal. It is always individualistic. For me, it might be 75 to 80 questions. For you, it might be 80 to 85. For someone else, it might be 90 questions. And then there will be some enlightened person who will be attempting 100 questions. But how can I understand ki what suits me? By attempting your mock test, you will realize ki, how much is your conversion ratio, how much is your risk taking ability. Okay? These all things you will realize only through mock test. So use mock test not for marks, but making sure your strategy, preparing your strategy, making sure that you have a right plan for your prelims. And one last thing, please make sure never go into the prelims examination hall with a predetermined attitude. Yes, you should know okay, what is my safe area. 75 to 80, 80 to 85, 85 to 90 or 90 to 95, whatever it is. Take care. But there might be chances that whatever you are doing in your mock test, the question paper in UPSC might be a little bit difficult, a little bit easy. So I have to attempt extra. So never go through 100% predetermined in the examination hall. But your mock test will prepare you for everything, be it mains, be it prelims. You will be prepared for mains and prelims through your mock test. Whatever experiments that you want to do. Experiment can be as simple as a CSAT. A lot of people ask me, sir, out of 80 questions, should we go for comprehension first? Or should we go for mental reasoning first? I always say, use your mock test. First, in some mock test, go through comprehension first. And then in some mock test, go through mental reasoning first. And then see what is helping you. In which particular manner you are scoring more marks or using your time in a better manner. Then you will realize, this particular experiment is suiting me. I will continue it in my prelims test series as well. In my prelims examination as well. So use your mock test efficiently for planning as well as revision. Now, in this 7 months, as I've told you, you have at least 3 to 4 months, efficient 3 to 4 months for your optional. And let me be clear one thing. All the optionals that we have in UPSC, their syllabus is of post-graduation level. That means what? That means 3 years of UG plus 2 years of PG. That is overall what you are getting to write in your optional paper. Specifically for humanities paper, be it PABAD, be it PSIR, be it anthropology, be it sociology, be it history, be it psychology. Whatever humanities paper, specifically humanities paper, if you are reading, then your syllabus is of 5 years. Now you need to have at least 3 to 4 months of at least 2 to 3 hours every day of optional to make sure that you are reading a paper which is a combined syllabus of 5 years. Okay, so you need to have those 3 to 4 months. Until unless we have done masters from that particular subject, that's okay. Then you know, I know this syllabus, I can make things happen. But you cannot do your optional in last 3 months. No, because in last 3 months you are practicing more and more for your answer writing. Last 3 months means before mains, not before prelims. So you have 3 to 4 months from here on to prepare your optional really well. You can give 2 to 3 hours daily efficiently and your optional will be ready. You can give a mock test of answer writing as well for your optional in next 3 to 4 months. Yes, you can do one thing as well. You can cover 80% of your optional before prelims. And you can leave easy topics for 20% after prelims. A lot of people do that. But at least prepare 80% of your optional before prelims so that while you're approaching your mains, you're not having that headache. You're running from one shelter to another, be it GS, be it SA, be it optional. Your things are into perspective, your things are into the planning stage. Okay, so these 3 to 4 months, give at least 2 to 3 hours every day for your optional. Then in last 3 months before prelims, you can stop reading your optional. And then once your prelims is done, you can again take your optional. The ideal scenario is 100% syllabus before prelims, but minimum should be 80%. One another thing that I realize when I talk to people, when I talk to aspirants, is that their isolation approach. Isolation approach means, in Hindi we say it kamra band karke padhna. In English it means ki shutting yourself from the outside world. You're reading, you're studying alone. See, there are two types of people. People who are living in Delhi, okay, and people who are outside NCR. And when I say Delhi, then I means also other UPSC hub, be it Allahabad, be it Bangalore, be it Chennai, be it Hyderabad. Okay. So don't think I'm only talking about Delhi people. I'm talking about all the people who are either living in Delhi or other UPSC hub, and people who are outside NCR or outside of UPSC hub. See, they do not have any other option. Take care. They do not have any environment around themselves, around them of UPSC. They might be working in Bangalore. They might be working in Assam. They might be working in, let's say, West Bengal. They might be working in somewhere or studying in Northeast. They might be in some tier 2, tier 3 city of Uttar Pradesh or Bihar, where there is no environment around them for UPSC preparation. But even then also, please make sure that you have a group of people. They can be online. At least you have someone from, like a mentor, like a friend, like a senior, who is helping you for your UPSC preparation. Never go for isolation, because then you will not be able to understand what is going around you. You will not be able to have a comparative analysis with the rest of the people. So never go into the isolation approach. Never shut yourself out. Never. You will realize that it might happen that another person will give you some perspective which is quite beneficial for you. I'll give you an example. I'll give you some example. My first attempt, my first mains, my optional was PABAD. Okay. So my GS paper had gone really well. My essay paper had gone really well, and I was on cloud 7 back then. In my very first attempt, first of all, I have cleared prelims. Now here I am appearing for my first mains. If by God's grace I can clear the examination in my first attempt only. The only hurdle now left is my optional paper, PABAD. Now, if you ask anyone, in 2012, your optional paper of PABAD was one of the toughest in the history of PABAD history, public administration history. Why I'm saying this? If anyone in this particular webinar is from PABAD background, you can go and check 2012 paper. There, the first question, the very first question, okay, which is compulsory, was from Pareto optimality. I'm not going into the detail of Pareto optimality. Don't worry. Take care. I'm just giving you an example why isolation is bad for you. Why you need to have people around you of UPSC background. You need to have some online group. You need to have some online friends. If it is not possible to have offline friends, but having people around you with UPSC preparation helps you a lot. It can be a mentor. It can be guiding principle. So this Pareto optimality issue was nowhere to be found on in any public administration book. If you go with Prasad and Prasad, okay, Rajni and Goyal, okay, if you go through Lakshmikant of PABAD, or even if you go for IGNOU notes of PABAD, you will not find this particular thing, Pareto optimality, anywhere. And understand my dilemma. I'm writing my first mains. This is my public administration paper, and this is the first question which is compulsory. And it has linked this Pareto optimality with some thinker. I'm not able to recall the thinker's name, but I had to link that thinker's theory with Pareto optimality. Now I was not sure what this Pareto optimality is. I looked around myself. No one was writing. No one was writing. No pen was working. Everyone was thinking the same thing. What the hell is Pareto optimality? Then I realized one thing. Back then it was on 7 or 8. I come from Uttar Pradesh. Okay. So back then it was on 7 or 8. Mayawati became the chief minister in 2007. And what happened? Mayawati wrote one quotation of Buddhism on each and every roadways buses, on each and every state transport buses. That was Sarvajan Hitay, Sarvajan Sukhai. That means ki everyone is happy and everyone's well-being is taken care by the government or by the administrator, whatever it is. Take care. Now, I was staying with people who were quite senior to me, who were 5-6 years elder to me. They had done their graduation or post-graduation. Now they were preparing for civil service preparation. And I was in college. And one fine day, they were having this discussion about this quote, Sarvajan Hitay, Sarvajan Sukhai. And one of them had this sociology optional. And he said, according to Pareto, it cannot be done. Why? Pareto optimality means you have to use your resources optimally. You cannot distribute your resources equally to everyone. I'm not going into detail too much. That means if you have 100 kg of sugar to distribute to 100 people, you cannot give 1 kg to everyone. That is not the ideal scenario. The ideal scenario is one might need 2 kg and one might not need anything from the government. So it is totally absurd to divide everything equally between your citizens. Suddenly clicked to me कि 5 years ago I had this discussion. I was present in that particular discussion. Now I understand what is Pareto optimality, and suddenly my pen started working. Suddenly I was able to link it with the thinker the question was with, and suddenly I realized I was the only one sitting in that particular hall who was writing answer. So imagine if I was living alone, if I was not talking to people, if I was not surrounded by people who are giving UPSC, then I would not have been able to understand this particular concept, even though if it was from sociology optional. I've never read sociology. And I scored 321 marks out of 600. Back then, the paper used to be 600, not 500. One of the highest marks in PABAT that year. The toughest PABAT paper ever to come. I scored 321, mind you. Because I was not in isolation, because my father made sure that I was with people, surrounded by people who are giving UPSC, be it engineering services, be it NDA, be it CAPF examination. But at least surround yourself with people who are, first of all, have positive outlook. They're not negative, mind you. Take a lot of people in negative. People in Delhi, especially ORN, Old Rajendra Nagar, are negative. They pull you down. So surround yourself with people who are positive. Surround yourself people who give you proper feedback. Okay? Or you can use some mentorship. If you have some issues, if you are situated not in Delhi but some other place, be it UP, be it Bihar, be it Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, anywhere, then go for some mentorship with whom you can discuss your strategies, with whom you can discuss your preparation, but never go for isolation. Isolation is very bad. Okay, so coming to your GSS static portion. So I have divided these 7 months now into 3 phases. One is 92 days, first phase, from 1st November to 31st January. The other one is second phase, from 1st February to 31st. This is your third phase. Okay. So first phase will be your first reading if you are reading for the first time. Second phase will be your first revision and second revision. That means you are 3 readings you're completing in next 7 months, which is more than enough. If you are diligent, if you are sincere, then 3 readings are more than enough. Some people they go for 4 readings as well, but if we have done at least 3 days, again it will be good. So you have 206 days left if you count it from 1st of November. Okay, I'm not even including the next 3 days. So how to use these 3 phases? The first phase will be from 1st November to 31st January will be your integrated approach. It means ki your first priority will be completing mains plus prelim syllabus. Okay, or at least 80% of mains should be covered in this particular phase, and these 80% areas should be topics which are similar in pre and mains. It doesn't mean ki that in 80% you also include paper 4. This is the minimum thing. Okay, so include first of all those areas which are important for prelims as well as mains, and these are what your all 4 major subjects. Now you will see ki sir only 4 major subjects you have written. There are other subjects as well. No, 4 major subjects are polity, geography, economy, and history. These 4 are your major subjects. Okay. Now history has a satellite subject called art and culture, and geography again has a satellite subject called environment. So I am including environment in geography, art and culture in history. That leaves us with another subject called science and tech, which is 90% your current affairs. Okay, so ideally in terms of static, when we say we have polity, geography, economy and history, satellite papers are art and culture and environment. So if I talk about these things, okay, you have 23 days for each paper. First reading, mind you, in this particular phase we are going for first reading only. Okay, so you have 23 days which are more than enough for your first reading. It might take some more time for history because here you are reading for ancient plus medieval plus modern, take care, and then combining it with art and culture. So you might take extra 7 days, 30 days, let's say, but it will not take more than that. But for the rest of the subject, be it polity, be it geography, be it economy, 23 days are more than enough for your first reading. And mind you, when we talk about first reading, you are not going to understand a lot of stuff. This will happen only after multiple revisions. It is that you are going to understand topics. It will be going into a subconscious memory. In the first reading, you might have some issues. You might be from humanities background, so you might have not read anything about economy so far, so it will not make sense to you. You might be from science background, you not have read history so far, so don't push yourself in this particular phase. Your first priority should be covering all the 4 major subjects in next 92 days, 23 days for each subject. Okay, after second and third revision only you will be understand the concepts, you will be able to memorize things in a better manner. Okay, so all 4 major subjects in 23 days. Mains answer writing, yes, mains answer writing in next 92 days should be very comprehensive. You cover a subject, in terms of paper 1, 2 and 3. Okay, I'm not talking about paper 4 here. You cover paper 1. Paper 1 has history, majority and geography. Okay, you write sectional test, you write as many tests as possible in these 92 days. It has to be 100% mains plus prelims. The first focus should be mains, the second focus should be prelims, not vice versa, not other way around. Your first focus should be mains. So mains as a writing practice has to be very extensive in this particular area. And as I've said, in these 92 days, you have the best chance to make sure that your optional is complete. I've said 3 to 4 months are more than enough for your optional. You have 92 days depending upon the optional that you choose. Let's say anthropology, it will take 2.5 months or 3 months. Pub will take around 3.5 months. Geography will take around 4 months. Public ad after 3.5 months. PSIR, sociology will take around 4 months. So roughly 3 to 4 months you have. So your first phase has an ideal platform for your optional approach. Okay, so your first focus will be integrated approach. Second focus should be clearing all the 4 paper, polity, geography, economy and history, and their ancillary subjects or their satellite subjects like environment and geography, environment and art and culture. And science tech, as I've said, it's totally current affairs. 10% is only what you say, basic like biology and other stuff. That also will be covering through current affairs. Don't worry about it. Then your answer writing should be totally focused in next 92 days, and your optional approach should be 100% focused in these 92 days. Okay, now what should be your approach for optional, for GS? That should be START. Okay, that means study, test, analyze, revise, then again a test. START. That means you read your polity first, take care, then give a test, then analyze that test. Take care. Analyze means that analysis that I have told you. That first of all identify the types of questions that you are getting wrong. Topics that bothered you. Your strong areas. Your elimination issues. Okay, so let's say you are studying polity, you study your polity, then give a test of polity, then analyze these 4 things in that particular. Wait a minute, sorry. Then analyze those mistakes. Okay, this part is very important because when we will be approaching our second phase, our first revision, then your revision will be based upon this analysis. As I've told you, those 30 questions that you are attempting incorrectly plus 20 questions that you are not attempting at all, those means 50 questions you have scope of improvement. 50% of the area of scope of improvement. Even if you do well in, let's say, 40 35 more questions, suddenly you are going around 70 to 80 questions correct, which is good. Okay, so your general studies focus should be STERT. Study, give test, then analyze that test. Based on that analysis, again revise, then again give test. Then the process starts once again. After that test, again study, then again give test, analyze. So every test you will be analyzing. It is not going to be a simple fact. In 23 days I'm covering polity, in 23 days I'm covering geography, in 23 days I'm covering history. No. In 23 days at least give 2 tests of polity. In next 23 days at least give 2 tests of geography. In next 23 days at least give 2 tests of history or economy. So that by the time you're ready for a second phase, which I'll be discussing later on, you have all the ingredients with you in order to know what is working with you and what is not working for you.
Sir?
Okay. Yeah.
So sorry to interrupt. So can you please write those 4.45 pointers on the basis of which we analyze the test that you
Sure.
wrote previously?
Sure. Wait a minute.
Yes. Yeah, thanks.
The first thing first is your types of questions. Okay. The second thing is topics of wrong questions. Third thing is strong areas. See, we are always getting 40, 45, 50 questions correctly. Even if it is 20 questions correct, then that means you had those 20 areas covered, 20 questions covered. So you have to know what are your strong areas as well. Okay. Fourth is your elimination issues. Okay. Types of questions are 2. First is straightforward. The other one is your statement based. Now, if it is statement based, then that means your conceptual clarity is missing. That means whenever you're reading polity again, you have to revise in an in-depth manner. You're not thinking about topics. You're not thinking too much into the concept. You're just reading it. That is wrong. And if it is straightforward, then that means your factual clarity is missing. That means it might be data, it might be article number, it can be figure, it might be some personality. Okay, it might be as simple as definition. Normally UPSC do not ask too much question from straightforward questions. It asks mainly questions which are statement based. But even if it is not working for you in terms of straightforward questions, that means your factual clarity is missing. Okay. So you will know ki, acha, whenever I'm revising next time, what should be my strategy? You can take screenshot of this particular thing. I'm giving you 10 seconds. Then I'll move on to the new slide. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sure.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, like, what should be our approach while reading, while first time reading, as to, like, we should go through the previous year question paper and then start reading, or should we make keywords out of it, or should we underline? How should we do the first reading itself, sir?
Okay. Sure. I'll tell you. Wait a minute. Whatever questions that you have, I'll be answering all of them. Don't worry. Take care. I'll be answering everything after this session. Don't worry. But as you know, you have asked, okay? See, PYQs, why they're important? They're important because you have to understand the depth of your reading. Now, let's say you're reading Lakshmikant. Let's say you're reading polity. But if you're not reading it according to what UPSC is expecting from you, then it is of no value. So PYQs give you an idea ki acha, what kind of questions UPSC is asking. What is the depth of the question, be it mains, be it prelims, that we have to read when we are reading polity or geography or history or economy or art and culture or environment or science tech. See, when I'm saying ki current affairs is important for science tech, because I have gone through previous year questions, because I have given mains, because I have given prelims. So I know ki acha, the questions, the level of questions that UPSC is asking for science tech is 90% current affairs. It is based on some value of current affairs. I came to that conclusion because I have read PYQs. So first thing first, read previous year questions. At least read last 5 years paper before starting your UPSC preparation. Before starting anything new, go through last 5 years paper. It will not take more than 2 hours. Trust me on this. You're not going to solve that paper. You're just reading that paper. Okay? So you will realize that in terms of mains, paper 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 had these questions in last 5 years. In terms of prelims GS, paper 1, that is prelims GS, had these many areas. You will understand that after 2016 or 2017 or 2018, not much has been asked directly from current affairs. But in last 2 years, in 2022 and 2021, there have been 8-9 direct questions from current affairs. Direct. But only 8-9, not 15-20. Yes, the number of questions coming from current affairs is 15-20, but they're indirect. They're not direct. So all these things you will understand through PYQs. So before starting anything afresh, please read PYQs. It will help you to understand what depth is required. I'll give you an example. I'll give you one more example. Okay, a friend of mine, okay, he was dating a person who was economist. Economist means she had done her graduation from economics and she was pursuing her masters. Okay, so he started preparing after 1 year of mind preparation. Okay, I had given my prelims and mains an interview by that time. So he told me one thing, ki, "Achha, listen, I am going
Sir,
to
voice
read."
is not clear. Can please?
It is clear now. It is clear.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yes. So
Voice is clear.
one day he came to me and he was in very joyous mood and he said, "Ki my girlfriend has taught me everything in microeconomy." And I was like, "Dude, there is nothing as such in microeconomy in UPSC. UPSC only asks about macroeconomy." And I was like, "No, you are wrong. Economy means economy. It has micro and macro." I said, "I know there are two economy. One is microeconomy, one is macroeconomy. But if you have gone through previous year questions of UPSC, or even if you have gone through the syllabus of UPSC, you would have known that there is nothing called microeconomy in UPSC syllabus. It is only coming for the optional paper. People who have taken economy as their optional. But for GS, there is nothing called microeconomy." So PYQs are very important to make you understand ki what kind of depth you require, especially for ancillary subjects, for environment, for art and culture, and for ancient and medieval. Because see, there is no depth of content in these areas, and there is so much depth in these areas that you have to follow a minimum set criteria of the depth, because otherwise you will be reading for 3 years for these 3 areas and still you will not be able to understand everything or cover everything. So you have to have some basic set criteria कि अच्छा मैं यहीं तक पढ़ूंगी, only this much I will read, only till this much depth I will be reading. Okay, otherwise you will be doing a lot of reading for nothing. So previous year questions are very important to understand ki what kind of depth do we need in this particular subject. So if you realize one thing, I'll give you another example. In economy, you will see one thing. In prelims economy, the paper is coming very conceptual. Okay, I will write it down. Prelims economy is very conceptual, and mains economy is very current affairs oriented. How do I know this? Because I have gone through previous year questions, because I have attempted those questions. So you will realize ki whatever you're reading in your NCRT or Ramesh Singh or Sanjeev Verma or any other book, or be it Sriram Iyer's notes, those things will help you conceptually in prelims. But whatever you're reading in Hindu or Indian Express or Live Media or Business Standard or Current Affairs magazine, that will help you in mains economy. And hence, previous year questions are very important. You need to have a look of last 5 years paper at least. 2022, 2021, 20, 19 and 18. At least 18 to 22 you have to go through. And the papers are available on the domain. Mains is already done, prelims is already done. Okay, plus the analysis of all these papers are already available in the market. Plus I have done a thorough analysis of previous year questions trend, specifically in prelims for each and every paper. That is available on YouTube as well. Okay, you can go through that. Or some other people, some other faculties of other institutes have also done this analysis of previous year questions. So you can understand how much question should we expect generally from history or polity or geography in prelims. What kind of depth is required? What are the topics that are very important? For example, a lot of you might think that fundamental right is the most important topic when it comes to polity. Yes, it is, no doubt. But the maximum number of questions that has been asked in last 5 years has been from parliament, not fundamental rights. So only if you have gone through the analysis of previous year question paper or gone through the previous year question paper yourself, then you will realize ki, what are the target areas that I have to cover, plus what are the depth areas that I have to go into. Okay, now coming to the second phase. Now this is your phase 2. Now this is your revision phase. It is very important because whatever mistakes that you have committed in your first phase, now you will be rectifying them. Now you will be reading them in an in-depth manner. Now you will be focusing on issues that you have. So as I've said, this is going to be your revision phase. And now in this particular phase, which is going to start from 1st February to 31st March, your priorities will shift. Now your priority will be a lot more of prelims and lot less of mains. So you will give 75% focus to prelims and only 25% focus of mains. But still you will be giving a little bit of time to mains. Do not remove it. Do not stop reading or writing about mains, because then you will be not having much time after your prelims. You can easily cover 10 to 15% more syllabus of mains in these 2 months, which is almost 60 days, 59 days. Okay, so prelims versus mains dilemma is there. Your focus should be prelims, then your mains. And yes, role of answer writing, yes, you will be writing answers here as well in this particular phase as well, but it will not be done on a regular basis. Why? What do I mean by regular basis? Means ki now you will be writing a test after 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay, you will not be writing answers daily or every other week. At least try to write answers only after 15 days. That means ki you can easily write at least 4 more tests in this particular phase. 4 tests, which is more than enough. Okay, but keep reading about mains. And as I've told you, revision phase is very important. Here you will make sure that whatever you have read in the first phase, you are making sense of it. And someone asked me in my previous slide ki what should be the first phase. The first phase should be covering the syllabus, covering the book from cover to cover, reading everything that is there in polity, reading everything that is important in history, reading everything that is important in economy. But in this particular phase, you will consolidate everything. And how? By giving tests and understanding through analysis. Now, here what you will do, earlier you were giving 2 tests, first phase had 2 tests for each subject. Here you will be getting 1 test for each subject. I'm talking about prelims here. So earlier you were testing yourself on 50% areas. Normally if you go through coaching institutes material, or if you go through coaching institutes test series, you will realize that they are doing it through 50% coverage in the first attempt. Then gradually they will ask 100 questions from a particular subject, which will cover everything from that particular subject. So ideally this should be your second phase. Again you will be giving a sectional test of polity, again you will be giving a sectional test of economy, again you will be giving a sectional test of history, but now the syllabus will be 100%. 100% means 100% polity or 100% economy, so that you can understand that I'm not breaking my revision. And secondly, again I'm preparing myself for my third phase, which is my final phase of revision, which will be totally dedicated for prelims. And here I will be understanding after giving 3 tests for each subject, what are my issues, what are my strengths, and what are my elimination issues, what is my risk taking ability. See, not everyone can have equal amount of energy, equal amount of strength in each and every paper. For example, for me, my strong areas are polity and economy and history. My weak areas is geography. For someone in the webinar, geography might be really good thing for them. They might have some issues in polity. So after phase 2, you will realize ki what are your strong subjects and what are your weak subjects. And what we have to do. Let's say ki I have a weak subject, but for me it might be geography. Now generally geography plus environment have a combined weightage of 15 to 18 questions, if I'm not wrong. Okay, 15 to 18 questions are coming from geography. That means ki I am only attempting 85 questions of my strong areas. I'm weak in my 15 to 18 questions. Around 82 to 85 questions I can attempt easily. In next 15-18 questions I am having difficulty. But my preparation should be that even out of 15 questions from geography, I can be able to do at least 5 to 7 questions correctly. Even though I'm not taking too much risk in geography, which is my weak subject, but I have done so much hard work that at least I can be able to solve 5 to 7 questions. I'm not that much weak. So understand your strong subjects, okay, and make sure that you are working on your weak subjects as well, but you are holding on to your strong subjects in phase 2. Okay, so strong subjects should be covered efficiently. Plus, if it comes to weak subjects, you can be able to at least solve 20-25% of the questions without taking too much risk. Okay, and answer writing, as I've said, you have to write answers, but not in a very diligent manner in this particular phase. Now, important phase is last phase. Here comes everything boils down to this particular phase, because here you start having some kind of anxiety, and which is very normal to have. Mind you, a lot of you people will face anxiety. A lot of you people will have that nervous energy with you. Please have someone to talk through it. Do not keep yourself logged into it. If you are having some anxiety before prelims, talk to someone, talk to your mentor, talk to your family, talk to your best friend, talk to your girlfriend, talk to your boyfriend. But please talk to someone. And it's quite normal to have anxiety. Even if I appear this time as well, I will have that anxiety. Even after giving 6 names, even after giving 3 interviews, I will have the same anxiety, because it is an important paper. See, 10 lakh, 12 lakh people are filling the form of UPSC. 5 to 6 lakh people are appearing for prelims, so you are competing with them. Around 1.5 lakh people are really serious for this paper, so you're competing with them for seats somewhere around 8,000 to 10,000 in mains. So it is bound to have some anxiety, and it is quite okay. But why it is not okay? If you're not talking about it with someone. So make sure that you are mentally strong here, and it is quite okay to have anxiety. So whatever hard work you have done in phase 1 and phase 2, it will boil down to phase 3. So here, first thing first, you move away from subject-wise thematic test. As I've told you, in phase 1 and 2, you will be giving 3 tests per subject. But in this particular phase, you will be focusing on full-length test. Full-length test means it is as near as what you can expect in the UPSC paper. That means around 15 questions from polity, 15 to 20 from history. Likewise, you're covering everything. So here you can understand how you have to make sure that you're preparing in a holistic manner. Please mute yourself. Yes. So here you will move away from subject wise thematic test to full length test, because it will make your mind prepared for the upcoming task. That means your 5 questions will be from some areas. Then suddenly you are comfortable in that particular 5 questions. Suddenly you will be facing new 5 sets of questions. If you have given prelims, UPSC prelims, you will understand what I'm saying. Okay, 5 questions, 6 questions are from history. Then you are okay in history. Suddenly you are faced with 5, 6 questions from geography. Suddenly you are okay in geography. Suddenly you are faced with 5, 6 questions of current affairs. So you have to prepare yourself in that aspect as well. What is your answer writing scope in this particular? 0. So from 1st April to 26th May, you will not be writing answers, because it is not going to help you, because you will be trying to focus these last 55 days before prelims totally for your prelims preparation, totally for your tests. Give as many tests as possible in this particular test, in this particular phase. Do not go for marks. Go for as many tests as possible. Try to understand what is working for you, what is not working for you. Whatever strategy that you are planning, be it attempting 75, 80 questions, be it attempting first what you say comprehension questions or mental reasoning questions, whatever experiments that you have to do it in this particular phase, so that you are fresh. And do not, mind you, do not read anything new. Nothing new here. Okay, you have to have the hold on whatever things you have read so far. Even if you have covered only 80% of any subject, hold on to that 80% subject. Don't go off, don't go rushing for that last 20%, because in these last 55 days you will not remember anything except current affairs. The only new thing that you will be reading in this last 55 days is current affairs, nothing else. Whatever revision, whatever things that you have read in first phase and second phase, only that you will be revising again and again, and your revision study will again be based on start. Acha, one more thing. In this particular aspect, you have to understand one thing. See, in earlier phases, if I go through once again, you had 59 days, okay, and you have 92 days. Here you are left with only 55 days. So in 55 days, how will you cover all the 4 subjects again and again? You have to go through simultaneously. Simultaneously means every day pick at least 2 subjects. Let's say you are giving 8 hours every day. Let's say, please mute yourself, please guys.
Hello. Hi, sir.
Hi. Please,
Sir,
I'll be answering all the Q&A after the slide is completed. Don't worry, I'll be answering everything. Don't worry. Take care.
Sir, could you please tell for the working professional as well, because sir,
Yes. I'll be
it's not
doing that.
possible.
Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Take care.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Most welcome. So let's say you are giving 8 hours in this particular phase, and that is the minimum. Take care. So what you should do, you have to divide them efficiently for your revision, for your current affairs every day in this phase, and for your tests. Okay, so whatever time you're giving for revision, now divide it into 2 more things. First subject, secondly second subject. That means in this particular phase, in this last 55 days, you have to take 2 subjects simultaneously, so that you can cover them again and again. Because if you go through 1 subject at a day, 1 subject at a time, then you will not be able to cover all the 4 subjects, and it might be possible that you might be able to cover all the subjects, but you will not be remembering anything that you have read in the first week of April. So to cover it again and again, go for this strategy: first subject, second subject. Read 2 subjects simultaneously every day. This goes for working professionals as well. Even if you have 4 hours every day, okay? Here, even if you have 4 hours every day, you have to take 2 subjects every day. Okay? Because otherwise you will be left a lot. Let's say you started with polity. Then you read history. Then you read economy. And during last days, you read geography. So your mind will not remember at least these 2 areas, because you have read them in April, month of April. because of so much rush, so much test that you are going through, you are not able to revise polity again and again. But if you're doing it simultaneously, if you are reading them again and again, you will be able to cover polity at least 2 to 3 times again 2 to 3 times, 2 to 3 times, again 2 to 3 times. Because mind you, in last 55 days, in the last third phase, you will be not going to read anything new. You will be covering the areas that you have covered so far. You will be revising those topics again and again. So there will not be lot of inertia in those topics. So you can cover them again 2 to 3 times in this phase, but only when you are doing it simultaneously. 2 subjects at least a time. Do not go for 3 or 4. Only 2 subjects at a time. Cover them, then move to 3 and 4. Then again cover first and second. Then again cover third and fourth. Again cover first and second. Then again cover third and fourth. Do it like this, and you will be good to go. Okay. This I was telling you. Okay. Do not go for single subject. Always go for multiple subjects. Okay. Always take 2 subjects at a time. First subject, second subject, and try to cover them in a week. Do not give yourself more than 7 days for first phase. Okay. Then again in another week take 2 subjects. Then in third week again take the subject that you have taken in the first week. Then again take subjects that you have taken in the second week. So that in first month alone, in the first month of April, in the first month of your 55 days, you have covered polity, history, geography, and economy at least 2 times. You will repeat the same process in May as well. So the idea is that you have gone through your syllabus, you have gone through the areas that you have covered, you have gone through the subjects that you have covered multiple times before prelims. And mind you, eventually your subconscious memory will kick in the examination hall. Because you have done so much reading, you have done so much extensive reading, your subconscious memory will kick in. You will be able to eliminate answers really well. Because there is too much to read, and you can not humanly possible to memorize each and everything. So your subconscious memory has to be active. That will be activated through multiple revisions. Okay. Now we have been talking about geostatics so far, but what about current affairs? Now the first phase should have an integrated approach. Integrate means your first phase should have current affairs from prelims plus. Please mute yourself. Wait a minute. I'm muting everyone. Thank you. So, as I'm saying, integrated approach means prelims current affairs plus mains current affairs. In this second phase that we have talked about in February and March, you have to focus a filtered approach. Start giving more focus to prelims, just like you're giving to GS, and mains only for 25%. And mind you, in terms of current affairs, see, there are 2 issues that you have to understand. First thing first, what is your ideal scenario for current affairs? How much current affairs should you prepare? So the ideal thing is 2 years current affairs is more than enough. A lot of time UPSC asks even current affairs from 3 years, but it is not beneficial. It is not going to be cost effective to you. Cost benefit analysis says 24 months of current affairs. 24 months of current affairs is more than enough. 90% of current affairs will be covering for 24 months. And even there as well, the first 12 months before prelims. That means current affairs of 22 to 2023 should be your first priority, and second priority should be sorry folks, I'm sorry, yeah, your first priority should be 22 to 23 current affairs, okay, and second priority should be 21 to 22 current affairs. and one should you stop reading newspaper? That was your mid of the April, because by that time the paper is already set. You can carry on with the rest of the stuff after prelims. You can cover them easily. You can read the editorials easily. Don't worry about it. But after mid of the April, stop reading newspaper, because newspaper are mostly based for current affairs, for main specific. Okay, and your any magazine which coaching institutes are providing you for prelims. It can be Civilsdaily's Decimate, it can be Vision IS PT 365, it can be anything. But go after magazines in the last phase. Third phase is which is your high on prelims approach. You do not have to read anything for mains perspective. Anything for the month of April, May, you will be already covering it after prelims. Don't worry about it. So your first phase should be prelims plus mains equally. Okay. In second phase, 75% prelims. You start reading your current affairs for this particular area in this particular phase, second phase. Okay. 21st and 22nd. 2021, 2021, 2022. Okay. And 25% mains. And in third phase, 100% prelims. And one more thing. See, you will be getting magazines subject wise. Take care. Every coaching institute gives you prelims current affairs magazine in the last, just before prelims, subject wise. So make sure in the last phase now, in this particular phase, you're reading it multiple times. So by the time you're going for prelims, you would have read all the magazines at least 4 times. Because with my own experience and the people that I've discussed it with, people who have cleared the examination, they everyone say ki sir, this is too much to read. This is too much to remember. We cannot remember each and every fact. We cannot remember each and every data. We cannot remember each and every index. We cannot remember each and every environmental discoveries that we have had so far. But if we are going it, if we are keeping it in front of our eyes multiple times, then at least when we are seeing our questions in prelims, we understand that out of these 4 options, this is the correct answer. Sometimes you might not know the exact answer, but because you have seen that thing multiple times in front of your eyes, your subconscious memory kicks in and it helps you understanding what is the correct answer. So at least 4 times read everything. You do not have to mug up everything. Okay, and especially give time to science tech here, because as I've told you, science tech is 90%. Sorry, science tech is 90% current affairs. So current affairs becomes important over here. Plus, it will always give you background of the core concept of the science. Okay, so this is how your current affairs should be done. Now, as I've told you, never to go through isolation in this particular preparation, be it prelims, be it mains, be it interview. You have to have some kind of guidance, some type of mentorship, some type of feedback mechanism. Okay, it can be anyone, it can be mentor, paid mentor, it can be your friend, it can be your guide, it can be your family, it can be a senior who has given UPSC. Even it can be someone who has cleared the UPSC examination. It can be anyone who has cleared the state civil service examination. But you have to have someone around you to talk through him. And you have to take help both academically as well as psychologically. As I've told you, you will be facing anxiety, you will be having nervous days, you will be having insomnia, you will not be able to sleep regularly. But it is quite okay, because this exam is such high magnitude examination that it is bound to happen. So it's perfectly okay. But what is not okay, you're not sharing it with your family, you're not sharing it with your friends. It's totally not okay. So always talk to people who are around you. Take help with them, take help from them. And especially people who are from UPSC background. Okay. And what you have to do, you have to delegate your hard work to them. Okay. Delegate means ki, let's say I am reading a polity magazine. Ask your friend to read economy magazine. And then next day you both discuss your individual magazines. That way your polity revision will be done, ठीक है, and that way your friend's economy revision will be done. He will be covering polity through you, you will be covering economy from them. If you are giving any test, ठीक है, let's say you gave any test, you share it with your mentor, you share it with your friend, you share it with your guide or senior. Sir, can you please go through my test? Ma'am, can you please go through my test? And please let me know basic points that I have to work upon. So delegate these little hard works. Yes, it will not take more than 1 hour to discuss your test with them. Even I discuss tests with people around me, okay, who are not enrolled in Civilsdaily. I do it on a personal basis, okay. Even if they are enrolled in Civilsdaily, I take not more than 1 hour to discuss their test. But that 1 hour saves at least 4 to 5 hours of their own individual capacity, their own individual hard work. Okay, so start delegating your hard work to other people. And here I'll be discussing few programs, okay. And after this, I'll be taking your Q&As. Don't worry about it. Okay. So how Civilsdaily is going to help you in 7 plus 3 months, 7 plus 3. Understand this thing. We are not talking about only prelims, but also clearing mains plus interview. So in terms of GS, 7 plus 3 months are important. Take a 7 months of prelims plus 3 months of mains. So first we have the super mentorship program. Here we have 3-layered mentorship approach. The first layer is your personal mentor. In this particular program, you will be getting a personal mentor. See, we have a team of total 25 mentors. All of them have given at least 2 UPSC interviews, at least 2 interviews. Some of them are even selected candidates. They will be your personal mentor. Okay? They will be taking care of your subject. They will be taking care of your syllabus. They will be taking care of your test discussions. They will be taking care of your revision strategies. They will be taking care of your doubts resolution. Don't worry. They will be there with you every time. Okay. The second layer will be mentoring from program heads. There are 3 program heads. One is prelims program head. The second one is mains program head. And the third one is your essay program head. So your every test will be discussed with them as well. Okay. They will be taking a keen eye on your performance, in your improvement. And your third layer will be mentoring from last year's rankers and civil servants, people who have cleared examination in last 2 years. They will be having discussions with you. Take care. They will be having Zoom sessions with you. You can have all the Q&As that you want to have. You can resolve all the queries. You can learn from them. What worked for you? What were the issues that you faced? What are the challenges that you faced? What worked for you? What was your approach for polity? What was your approach for history? How did you go for interview? How was your answer writing approach? What was your optional approach? Whatever it is, you can ask them. Frankly, you can ask them. Okay. And this particular program is focused on prelims plus mains and current affairs. We cover current affairs with both prelims and mains perspective. Plus, in this particular program, by the time you're ready for your prelims, you're writing around 400 answers. And by the time you're ready for your mains, you're writing 700 to 800 answers. Okay. And the selection rate of this particular program has been great. Last time it was around 73%, 73. Okay. So that means that out of every 100 students, 73% of them had a success rate. Okay. And mind you, I'll be giving a disclaimer. It combines of 2 years of results. People who have enrolled with us in 2021, they got selected in 2020, they got selected in 2021 reserve list as well. So we are counting them as well. Okay. Now the other program that will help you in next 7 plus 3 months is your main essential program. The program head is Sukanya ma'am, Sukanya Rana. So it will help you first of all breaking the answer writing inertia. As I've told you, out of those 7 months, you have at least 4 months of answer writing, extensive answer writing. So your answer writing inertia will be broken by them. Okay. The coverage of these tests are very thematic. You have 8 different tests of different themes where you will be tested on various subjects. For example, the last week test was from internal security plus science tech. Your test discussions will be taken care by Sukanya ma'am, me, and some other mentor from my team. So your every test will be discussed 1-to-1. You will be getting a proper feedback from my team as I am the head of the test copy checking team. Plus you will be discussing that checked copy with a mentor. You will be discussing each and every answer. Okay. So you can work upon your answer writing. This can also help you. ठीक है. The other program that might help you is a Smash Prelims program. That is Santosh sir. ठीक है. Here you will be get around 50 practice tests. ठीक है. 50 practice tests. That means कि around.
हाँ वही हर दिन यही होता है. यही होता है भैया उस दिन आए थे थोड़ा लेट.
भैया लेट आए थे.
अभी तो कोई आ ही जाएगा.
आपके भैया लेट आ रहे होंगे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, बट प्लीज अपने आप को म्यूट कर लीजिए. Anyway, jokes apart. So you will be having a practice test. ठीक है. Here we will be having 50 questions and the test will be thematic based. ठीक है. And plus you will be getting again just like our every program, you will be getting a personal mentorship for each test. As I've told you, you have to delegate your hard work to us or to some other person close to you or some other senior. So you give a test, you submit it to us. Yes, sir, please go through. Ma'am, please go through this test. Okay, and let me know when it's a suitable time to discuss my test. So they will be analyzing your test. Then they will be having a discussion, 1 hour, 2 hour discussion, whatever you need. If you want to have the discussion through call, we will do that through call. If you want to have the discussion through Zoom call, they will do that through Zoom call. Okay. Secondly, Santosh sir will be taking strategy sessions. These sessions will cover areas like previous year trends. Take what to expect in this year's polity paper or history. Take how to improve your attempt. Let's say you are attempting only 65-70 questions. How to improve your attempt to 70-80 questions without getting too much negative marks. Take how to work upon your overall elimination strategy. You will also get 2 years prelims-based current affairs PDF as well as video lectures. As I've told you, 24 months current affairs are more than enough for your prelims. You will be getting that as well. Plus, your test will be based on 3 areas: basic, advanced, and full-length test. Okay, and plus you will be also having a CSAT average. Plus that CSAT test will be discussed with your mentor. Okay, and lastly, if you have any doubt, okay, or if you're not able to ask your questions here, you can ask your doubts with me on parth@civilsdaily.com. It is very easy email ID: Civilsdaily, parth@civilsdaily.com, and here is my number as well: 97173-54094. Okay, with that, now I'll be taking your Q&As, and if you have some other queries, please you can also type in the comment section. Okay, I'll be answering each one of them personally. Don't worry. Just give me a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. So yes, someone was asking. Please tell me.
Hello, sir. I'm Sakib here, your student.
Hi, Sakib.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. What I wanted to ask was, in these 7 months preparation, where do we begin with note making?
See, a lot of you will have this question. Note making. First of all, try to understand what is note making. Note making is not that you are writing everything that you are going through while reading anything. Okay? For example, let's say if I am making a note on polity, then I have to write only that stuff which I'll not be able to understand. Understand this thing, okay? Which I'll not be able to remember after 2 or 3 months. Because what is your note? Note is something that will help you just before your examination, be it prelims, be it mains. Secondly, never make notes for current affairs in prelims. That is very bad. That is not going to help you. Plus, it will be taking too much of your time. It is never beneficial. For your prelims current affairs, focus on magazines that you get in the market or you get through the coaching institutes. Yes, for mains you can make current affairs, but that too subject wise, paper 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and secondly, write only that stuff, write only that statement, write only that line that you know you will not be able to remember after 4 or 5 months. That data, that can be anything. That can be India's current ranking in some index or some figure, or some quotation. So note is something that will help you before your prelims plus before your mains. Understand one thing: your mains will be happening in 2 phases. First paper and second paper will be having in a single day. You will be having in a single day. Then next day you will be having paper 3 and paper 4. So you will not be able to carry all the books with you. You will not be able to carry Lakshmikant and Bipin Chandra and GC Leong and Society and your newspaper to your examination center, right? You will be able to carry what? You will be able to carry your notes. So notes should be precise, your notes should be concise, and notes should be in a very short format. It should not be in a paragraph format. Okay? This goes for current affairs of mains. This goes for your static beat, polity beat, geography beat, history beat, science tech beat, economy. So make notes accordingly. Please do not make notes for current affairs of prelims.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, I have two questions. First
Sure.
is that
Questions if I am allowed.
because I am starting this preparation from this year, so
Mhm.
previous year के question analyze करने के time पे how can I know कि ये question current affairs से आया था या static portion से आया था? One is that, and the second is because मेरी classes चल रही है GS की, optional की भी classes चल रही है, और फिर current affair भी करना होता है, तो और magazine करनी होती है, तो फिर और मतलब जो क्लासेस में चल रहा है वही सब्जेक्ट उठाएं जीएस का, या फिर उसके अलावा भी कुछ और उठा के पढ़ें, बिकॉज फिर वो कोर्स कंप्लीट नहीं होगा 3 महीनों में.
देखो, first of all, whatever you are studying in your classroom in terms of GS, try to cover them first, because see, even they have some plan. Whatever coaching institute that you are enrolled in, they will be having some plan, right? And they will not take too much time. If you think that they are taking too much time, then you have to move ahead of them. Then you have to preempt them. Preempt means ki if they are taking till March to cover your first reading, that is not right. Your first reading should be covered by January. Okay? So that means you have to preempt them. Secondly, yes, you will not be able to understand ki whether this particular question was direct or indirect from current affairs. Okay? But that is totally okay. That is totally fine. Until and unless you are covering those areas, it is totally fine. Gradually you will understand that this particular question was there because it was in news. For example, last year in 2021 prelims, there was this question from this 64 Yogini temple. Okay. Now a lot of you might think that 64 Yogini temple is an art and culture question. It is situated in Madhya Pradesh. But why it was very important? It was important because last year the map of new parliament building was passed. The structure of new parliament building was passed. The plan of new parliament building was passed. So gradually we understood that the current parliament that we have, it was based on 64 Yogini temple. Or roughly, this is what everyone thinks. The current architecture of the current parliament that we have, the circular parliament that we have, it was based on 64 Yogini temple. And Hindu and Indian Express covered it diligently. So even though the question might look roughly from current affairs, okay, but from static point of view, but it had some backing of current affairs. So it's totally fine even if you do not have any inkling, even if you do not have any idea whether it had a direct or indirect linkage, so far that you are able to attempt that question. Don't go that much deep in PYQs, okay?
Okay, sir.
सर सर मेरा
Sir,
क्वेश्चन वर्किंग
excuse me,
प्रोफेशनल्स को है सर, जो
I have a
आपने
doubt.
अप्रोचेस बताई थी 1 2 3 4 5 फेजेस में, वो एप्लीकेबल है क्या वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए? क्योंकि
I'm a
उनके
working
पास
professional. See, I'll be talking about working professionals. See, a lot of you will have this issue, okay? And a lot of you might be in private sector. I'm thinking this is my ballpark figure, okay? Because a lot of people with whom I interact, they are from private sector mostly. They are either in private sector banking or private sector IT sector, okay? So what I understand is the fact that they can have 4 to 5 hours daily on weekdays, right?
Yes, sir.
See,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not saying if working professionals have everything sorted. They have to give extra bit of time because they have to compete with people who are full-time aspirant, right? So
Yes, sir.
in that sense, they have to sacrifice a lot. They have to sacrifice their weekends. But how they can utilize their time efficiently is the fact that most of you will have a 5-day working week, Monday to Friday,
sir.
a ballpark
Yes, sir.
figure, okay? And then you will have your off on Saturday and Sunday. So what you should do in those Monday to Friday, at least give 4 to 5 hours. And in those 4 to 5 hours, do not read anything regarding current affairs. Mind you,
Okay.
because alone reading a newspaper will take 1.5 hours. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So you have to have a proper strategy in terms of कि I have to utilize my 4 to 5 hours efficiently. So in those 4 to 5 hours, do one thing: read 3.5 hours for GS and 1.5 hour for your optional.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how to cover your current affairs? Do one thing. During weekends, you have to stretch these 4 to 5 hours to 10 to 12 hours for both Saturday and Sunday. You have to cut out on your social interactions. You have to cut out on your social life. ठीक है? I know it is not quite easy, but you have to take some time off. ठीक है? And even if on Sunday and Saturday you start early morning, even then you can have a perfect weekend by the night. Okay. So what you should do? Go through any current affairs website, be it Civilsdaily, be it Insight, be it Vision IS, whatever. Okay, I think Vision IS is not current affairs, but Insights and Civilsdaily have current affairs every day. You then go through them. You can easily cover. See, if you read newspaper now, you will realize that only 6 to 7 topics are worthy for your UPSC on any given particular day. Okay. But for that, you are reading around 25 pages, 20 pages, 15 pages, 18 pages. And secondly, you are filtering it out. So it's better you go through last 1 week's current affairs online. Okay. Make short notes. Notes in terms of mains. Again, no note making for prelims, only for mains perspective.
And so for
Okay.
optional?
It will not take more than 5 to 6 hours. And current affairs for optional?
No, sir. For optional, also have to make a note.
Optional, see, as I've told you, 1.5 hour or maximum 2 hours you have to give. Let's say you are giving ballpark figure of 5 hours every day. Let's say you are giving 5 hours every day for your preparation on Monday to Friday. Then give 3.5 hours to your GS, 1.5 hour or 2 hours maximum to
सर
your
बट मैं
optional.
एक्चुअली में बताऊँ प्रैक्टिकली थोड़ा ना 5 आवर तो बहुत मतलब फीजिबल नहीं हो पाता बिकॉज वो 3 से 4 आप कह सकते हो मैक्सिमम टू मैक्सिमम बिकॉज कई बार ऐसा भी फेज आता है जहाँ पर सीजन चलता है, क्लोजिंग्स होती है, मंथली क्लोजिंग्स होती है, इवन जो फर्स्ट क्वार्टर होता है वहाँ मतलब मेरे कंपनी में यूएस क्लाइंट है तो हमारी तो कॉल्स भी होती है, रात भर चलती रहती है कॉल्स, तो वो मतलब जो 9 घंटे की जॉब है ना वो कम से कम कई बार मतलब होता है कि 10 घंटे भी निकल जाए, इवन 11, और सीजन के टाइम में तो 12 जब क्लोजिंग्स होती है
हाँ,
तो
वो मैं
वहां तो
समझ
और
सकता हूँ.
ज्यादा
देखो
सर.
वो मैं समझ सकता हूँ कि there are ups and downs. Even that is applicable for banking sector as well. Banking people,
Yes,
they
sir.
have this year closing in March. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So their whole March is anyway gone for the auditing process. Okay,
Yes,
be it
sir.
private sector bank or public sector bank. So this happens with everyone. Okay. You cannot have idle preparation. Okay. I'm not saying. Okay. Someday it might be 5 hours, someday it might be 2 hours, someday it might be 0. But it is your weekend that you have to stretch. Okay. Because see, it is no gain without pain wala scene hai. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
even if I'm working with Civilsdaily since last 5 years, in that I gave it 3 times. Okay. So what I used to do, my first priority, even as a working professional, is to cover my syllabus as soon as possible. Okay. Be it prelims, be it mains, be it optional. Okay. It might not be feasible for me to make notes every time. It's okay. I will write it down in the book itself then. If I can show you my Bipin Chandra, it is already written everywhere. I have written everything on Bipin Chandra.
So वही चल रहा है एक्चुअली में, मतलब नोट्स लिखने की हालत ही नहीं हो पाती कि
It's okay. So what you can do, उस particular page का जो summary है, whatever summary that you have read for that particular page, you have that little bit of space beneath, right? जैसे फर्रे नहीं बनाते एग्जामिनेशन में, ठीक है, छोटे छोटा, अब वो बना दो ताकि आपको अगली बार पूरा पेज ना पढ़ना पड़े.
सर यहाँ बुक कलर कर दी पूरी मैंने, लाइक मतलब
तो ऐसे करना पड़ता है. अरे ऐसे करना पड़ता है, ठीक है. See, there is no ideal scenario, ठीक है. Coming. I'll come to everyone. Okay, don't worry. And in weekends, what you have to do? In weekends, working professionals have to first take care of their current affairs. Secondly, whatever test they want to give, be it prelims, be it mains, give them in weekends. Prelims test will take 2 hours, mains test will take 3 hours. Take some rest and then try to cover whatever you're reading for the weekdays to cover in that particular week. At least give 10 hours during weekends. 12 hours is not feasible, but 10 plus 2, 10 hours for study, 2 hours for test.
Okay, sir. Okay.
It will be making more sense then. ठीक है?
Hello, sir.
And of course I'll come, please let me finish this particular individual's query. And I have to make sure one thing: in last 1 month before prelims you have to take off. ठीक है? You
Okay.
cannot have your job plus prelims. This is not going to happen. ठीक है? Yes, you might get affected for the rest of the year. You might not be getting paid leave. ठीक है? But then again, look at the bigger picture. Bigger picture is clearing the UPSC. Once you are in that particular domain,
So
everything
maximum,
will be.
sorry sir, मैं आपको interrupt करूँगा. Maximum sir 2 weeks का ही है.
I
मैं
know.
आपको बताऊँ.
I know. A lot of people go for the 1 whole month. तो उसमें 15 days की salary मिलती है, 15 days की salary नहीं मिलती है फिर.
Okay.
ठीक है? But people do this. I have known people do this and they have cleared the examination. Because mains में चल जाता है. Mains में आप ये काम कर सकते हो ऑफिस के साथ भी. Because that is not very extensive. Plus mains is very predictable. ठीक है? But not so much for prelims. Prelims में at least 20 दिन तो आपको छुट्टी लेनी पड़ेगी prelims से पहले. This is a disclaimer.
Okay.
Now let me move on to other people as well. I was
सर एक
interrupting
रिक्वेस्ट
someone.
है छोटी सर, एक बार आप अपना
I have a doubt.
कांटेक्ट नंबर सर एक चैट बॉक्स में आप सेंड कर सकते, वो स्क्रीन हट गई थी
Sorry?
एक्चुअल में. सर आप कांटेक्ट नंबर शेयर कर सकते हो सर चैट बॉक्स में.
एक मिनट.
सर आपकी स्क्रीन हट गई थी, वो
एक मिनट
स्क्रीनशॉट ही
रुको.
नहीं ले पाया मैं.
See, my number is. कोई
वेट
दिक्कत
वेट सर
नहीं. My number is there. My number is in the chat box.
Okay, thank you so much sir.
Guys,
Thank you.
you can see that.
Okay, sir. I do have a
Sir,
query
can I
with regards
do
to
that?
current affairs.
Hello, sir.
अच्छा, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me do one thing. Everyone raise their hand. You have that option of raising hand, right? You can see it
Sir,
on the
can I
Zoom. You
pose
can
my
raise your hand.
question?
Yes, sir.
I have raised
Yes,
my
yes,
hand. Can
yes.
I just pose my question, please?
Okay.
Sir,
Yes,
Sir, I
sure.
do have a
kindly
quick
give me an
question with
update
regards to
Hello, sir.
current affairs.
Arey, wait a minute. Everyone, please. Please wait. ठीक है?
Sir, I
First of all,
kindly
चलो.
request you call
I'll
out the
not.
names at least, please. It's that better, right?
Exactly. So I'll
Hello,
start
sir.
with Shravanti.
Yeah.
Shravanti, you have raised your hand. Please tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
how can I help you? Shravanti.
Sir, I wanted an update. Like, how should I look into the main perspective of notes? Like prelims, we
See.
have example. One minute, sir. Sorry for interruption.
No issues.
The thing is, polity, we have Lakshmikant. For the history, we have Spectrum as that text or resource book. For the mains, is that enough, or should we source out for some other reference material so that we get in holistic approach of how to appear for the mains answer writing? So I wanted you to give us some claritical so that how can we shoot out for materials respect to mains, sir?
Perfect. See, you read newspaper, right? And it will be helping everyone else as well. This particular question is very important. I'm glad that you asked it. Okay. See, you are reading newspaper, right?
Yes, sir.
So you will understand one thing. Your editorial and your opinion are nothing but the critical analysis of anything that is happening around us. It may be Russia-Ukraine war. It may be global hunger index. It might be as simple as Arvind Kejriwal's request to include Lakshmi and Ganesh in the currency note, right? It might be as surreal. Okay? Now, what you see is that everyone is writing three different things. Please, everyone, mute yourself. Okay? So, people, what they are writing, first of all, they are identifying the issue, they're identifying the topic, then they are telling what is wrong with that particular issue, what are the challenges in that particular issue, and lastly, what should be the ideal solution for that particular issue, right? This is what UPSC demands from you in mains as well. You have to identify the demand of the question or challenges of the issue, what are the issues, and then lastly, what is the solution. So whenever you make notes for mains, do one thing. Take a 400-500 page booklet. Okay? You can make it easily from this, what you say, A4 sheet. Okay? You take a A4 sheet, bundle, go to some binder and ask them to bind it for you. Now do one thing.
Yes, sir.
There are 15-20 large topics. Okay? Wait a minute, I'm muting everyone. Okay? So you have 15-20 large topics and around 15-20 minor topics if you go through your main syllabus. Now, what are large topics? So the first paper is history. History is not current affairs oriented, so you can leave it totally. So your current affairs starts from the area called society. Society wala part mein this communalism, that regionalism, that socialism wala part, ठीक है, communalism, secularism, that wala part. Then society में you have a vulnerable section, poverty and hunger. Then you have resources. Then you have urbanization and globalization. So all these have some kind of inclination for current affairs. Then you come to geography wala part. Again, there is not much in terms of current affairs over there, except resources wala part. ठीक है. You give 15-20 pages to each and every major topic. Now, major topic can be urbanization, it can be globalization, it can be vulnerable section. Vulnerable section, you give 20 pages. Then minor topics in vulnerable sections are women, child, Dalits, okay, scheduled tribes, PVTGs, okay, LGBTQs, old age people. It can be anything. Okay. So you give 2-3 pages to each and every section in these minor topics. Okay. Then you move to second page. You have all the new constitution amendments, all the new bills that government is bringing, all the new policies, all the new regulations in terms of quality, all the new challenges that we are having in terms of constitutional crisis. It can be anything. If there is some election going on in France or Italy, you have to compare it with India's. So you have to leave those areas as well. 15-20 pages. Okay. You have to go for governance as well. Okay. What are the important already running schemes? It can be Jal Jeevan Mission. What are the flagship schemes? Last time it was Swachh Bharat. This time it is Make in India, this Jal Jeevan Mission, Jal Shakti Abhiyan, these kind of issues. Okay. So you have to understand that there are 15-20 different topics in each paper, and you have to understand that when you start reading newspaper, let's say there is a article on women safety, or issue on women empowerment, or issue on women malnutrition or women nutrition, whatever you can quote. Okay. So you open the page where you have left the pages for women empowerment of society and just make bullet points. You have to have you can have same intro for all the women specific issues. It can be empowerment, it can be hunger, it can be anything. You can start with the same theme everywhere. Okay. Now what you have to do, you have to identify the challenges that particular writer has given in that particular article, in that particular editorial or opinion. Just make sure that you are identifying those and writing those bullet points. Then you have to focus on solutions, because see, UPSC is going to ask explicitly about the challenges in that particular area, but at the same time it will not be asking explicitly for the solution. It is your goodness that you are giving them solutions. It is your goodness that you are showing the examiner that you have solution oriented, even though UPSC is not directly asked for the solutions. So whenever you're reading newspaper, you're reading it for solutions. So you write solutions. After a while, if you start repeating this, one day you will be having an article on India-Japan trade. One day you will be having an article on India's rupee devaluation, whether it is good, whether it is bad, whether RBI should intervene, whether RBI should not intervene, what kind of devaluation it is, what kind of inflation it is. Some of them are saying it is imported inflation. So you will be tackling these issues. Okay. After 4 or 5 months of writing in this manner, you will realize that everyone has the same perspective on challenges. Everyone knows what kind of challenges India is going through, what kind of challenges society is going through. But solutions will be different. Everyone will have a unique solution every time. So you will be writing solutions, and by the time 7-8 months have gone, you will realize that your almost half of the pages are filled now. Now, when you are writing, okay, your mains, you will understand you have covered everything in terms of mains perspective. But if you start this practice of prelims, it will lead to nowhere. Okay, so go through first 5 years previous year questions paper, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, and then you will realize what kind of depth is required, what kind of predictability is there. Okay, and plus go through top 250 important themes before each means. Each and every coaching institute provides you with that as well. I hope I have answered you. The next question is from Eva.
So one
Please,
more
Eva.
small doubt.
Sorry,
Can I just ask, or should I just move on?
Shravanti.
Yes, sir. I have one more
Please.
small doubt.
Sure. Tell me.
So, for the current affairs oriented, would you recommend to depend on the Hindu newspaper every day, or would you recommend to take up any institute's monthly compilation magazines?
I would say if you are a working professional, go for monthly compilation. If you are a full-time aspirant, go for daily newspaper.
Okay. So, how do you
It depends
suggest?
what is your current scenario.
So, what is your suggestions on how to prepare the newspaper notes?
As I told you, don't go for these issues कि इंडिया ने कौन सा टैंक लॉन्च किया, ठीक है, या फिर इंडिया ने कौन सा एक ठीक है, वेट अ मिनट सॉरी, हाँ, कि इंडिया ने कौन सी टेक्नोलॉजी स्टार्ट की, बट गो फॉर लार्जर इश्यूज that they are covering in editorial and opinion, as I've told you.
Okay.
Okay. For example, I have with me today's Indian Express in front of me, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I have today's Indian Express in front of me. Okay. Now, if I go through my editorial section, okay, the first opinion is on missing on the library shelf. It is talking about the unavailability of Hindi language or vernacular language in the libraries of major institutions. It is of no use of UPSC. Okay. Now, the second opinion is of Badri Narayan on Mallikarjun Kharge's elevation as the Congress chief. Again, it is political. It is of no use. Okay. But the editorial is very important. Editorial of Hindu talks about GM food. Okay. If you have read, then India has started trial of GM mustard.
Yes, sir.
Okay, genetically modified mustard. It is very important. So you just make sure that you have not writing in a paragraph, you just writing it in a bullet point. Okay, what are the issues? BT cotton success. These kind of topics are given in this particular thing. Okay. Now the second editorial is about UN climate report, the recent UN report that we had. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And the last editorial is about George R.R. Martin's book, again of no use. Okay. Now, if you move on to the next editorial page, the opinion is about global hunger index. Okay. Here the writer is Shaila Chandra. Okay. And why it is important? Because she herself was an IS officer. She was a secretary to Government of India in the Ministry of Health. So her perspective is very important. Okay. So what she has said, we should not make halla about global hunger index, what you say, authority, but we have to work on the malnutrition aspect. Okay.
Yes, sir.
She has talked about 3 different issues with hunger and malnutrition in India. Okay. The fifth article, that is about Mission Life. Again, because it is written by a minister himself, I will not read it. Understand one thing. Whenever the writer's profile is political, I will not read it unless it is talking about something neutral.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Rajesh M. Kayal, okay, he has written that like income tax has gone faceless, GST should go faceless. It is okay, okay, but not so much important for UPSC. So, in this today's newspaper, 3 articles are important: nutrition wala, GM mustard wala, and UN climate wala. So I will make note of it, but I will not make a haphazard note. I will make a note under a single page, okay, a single page of climate change, then again a single page of malnutrition, and again a single page of food security. Okay. That way, whenever I see a new article about hunger and malnutrition, I will go to that particular page and add points later on beneath that particular article. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, can we use your?
Hello, Eva.
Can we call
Yes,
you
sir.
when we have doubts?
So, sir.
Yes. Wait a minute. Anyone who has any doubt, you can always drop me a message. Don't worry.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your time, sir.
Most welcome. Most welcome. Most welcome. Okay. Hi, Eva. I'm sorry you have been waiting for so long. Hi, Eva.
Even it was glad for me as well to listen all those questions and to get a perspective over it. So, sir, basically my question was that on the current affairs it is, presently the approach which I'm following up with the current affairs is to go through your website Civilsdaily, and to make the notes out of everyday articles which are there, like 5 articles, 6 articles, the news headings, and just go through it. So is it a good approach to follow, or either I should go with the compilations?
It
So what is
depends.
going
If
to
you are
give
able to see,
more return
if
on the
you are able
investment?
to comprehend it,
Mhm.
see, if you are able to comprehend it on a daily basis, okay,
Yeah.
and it is not taking much, like it is not taking much of your time, then
Mhm.
it's totally okay. Don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
But if you're a working professional, okay,
Yeah.
then I would suggest to go for monthly compilation. But at the same time, it is quite important that whatever news you are watching in terms of
Mhm.
daily analysis or Civilsdaily's website, okay, you're making notes of it.
Yes, I'm making notes because I'm not a newspaper person, to be honest. And if I just go with the compilation, I just have a doubt in myself whether I would be able to predict that, yeah, this is something which is important with the pre-perspective, or this is something which is going to be important for the mains perspective. So that's why I'm just preferring this right now. So, like, is it absolutely fine to go with this only for the current affairs, only this source?
Yeah, yes, because see, in Civilsdaily, you will see that we have filtered it. Okay,
Yeah.
so why you're reading this particular thing for prelims and why you're reading this particular thing for mains.
Mhm.
So once you get that filtered approach, you understand why I'm reading this particular article.
All right.
So that makes really good sense when you're approaching it for prelims or when you're approaching it for mains.
Okay. So that was my doubt. Thank you very much. Yeah.
And secondly, because of those
Yes.
videos that you're watching, you are also getting a sense of background of that particular issue.
Mhm.
Okay. So that also helps you in the static portion.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's clear.
Sure. Take care, Eva. And Anjani, how may I help you? Hello, Anjani. I think Anjani is not here. Achha, I'll be taking questions from chats. Okay. Lot of your question has gone through. I'm Hindi medium student, so please some Hindi language in this session. I'm really sorry because I have to cater to everyone's demand, so I cannot use a uni language. This particular thing. I'm really sorry, Pratik. Okay. So voice is breaking, voice is clear. Sir, can you please provide recorded video of this session or how to get it? Varun Raj has asked me. Varun, don't worry. Everyone will get a recorded session of this particular video. Take care. Don't worry about it. If you have not got session after this particular session, recorded session, then you can ping me on my number which I have provided you in the chat. Okay. Note making we have discussed. Sorry, I don't know how to get unmuted. Extremely sorry. It's okay, Ankit. This session was supposed to be for working professionals. No, it was supposed to be for everyone, whether you are a working professional or full-time aspect. Don't worry. Sir, any chance of getting this session's recordings? Yes, you will be getting. Sir, I'm unable to decide my optional, therefore resorting to sociology without having no interest in it. But I'm slightly interested in PSIR and also intimidated by how vast and current affairs oriented the subject is. See, sociology and both PSIR. I'll tell you if you are here, single K, if you are here in this particular session right now, I'll tell you something. PSIR and sociology are very old subjects, okay, and they are very safe subjects. When we talk about safe subjects, that means they are not very extreme in terms of their marking. If you are written good, you will be getting good marks irrespective of whatever the schooling is. But there are certain subjects which are very extreme. Very extreme means philosophy, psychology, anthropology, public administration, even geography, which have fluctuated a lot in the last couple of years. At least in last 1 decade, their overall strategy or their overall history has fluctuated a lot. But when it comes to stability, history, politics, PSIR, and sociology are something very safe subject. Okay, so both of them, at least all three of them, history, PSIR, and sociology, are very deep. And even though I have not taken PSIR or sociology as my optional, but I have known people who have taken this particular option. And overall, what I think, PSIR has a little bit of advantage in terms of paper 2 and paper 1. Okay, sociology will help you in paper 1 and little bit of paper 4, but PSIR will help you totally in paper 2 and paper 1. And secondly, don't worry about current affairs. See, current affairs is something which you will have to read eventually. You will be reading IR eventually. Okay, so go for the cost benefit. Okay, in my opinion, PSIR is something which is back in the trend. Okay, a lot of students are getting help. And secondly, whenever you are deciding any optional, it goes to everyone else. First of all, make sure that a coaching or a help regarding that particular optional is available to you, easily available. Even if you are sitting in Rourkela, even if you're sitting in Bhopal, even if you're sitting in Hyderabad, even if you're sitting in Kochi, even if you're sitting in Jammu Kashmir or Ladakh or Northeast, then also you can have access to quality material of that particular optional. You can have access to quality test series of that particular option. Only then that particular option will help you. Okay, it is not only about reading but also improving through mock tests. Okay, so decide according to the coaching institute that you can access, because you have to have a good test series for your optional, because eventually it all boils down to answer writing and optional. Okay, and mind you, your answer writing and optional will be checked by a professor from that particular optional, a central university professor. So you have to have a really good answer writing for that particular option. Okay, so regarding note making, how are you supposed to make notes from basic books, standard books or coaching material? It's very confusing. See, basic books से उतना notes बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है. It's not very important to make notes from NCERTs. I'll be honest with that. Basic books are there for your understanding. Okay. The good thing is your standard books. Standard books, be it Lakshmikant, be it Bipin Chandra, be it GC Leong, whatever. Okay. They help you to further enhance your knowledge from the basic books. And always make notes on the topics, on the issues that you are not able to understand really well. Secondly, topics which are weak in. Thirdly, topics which you will not be able to recollect after a certain point of time. Okay, so make notes only on those issues. And coaching material is anyway given to you in a printed material, taken in a printed manner. And it is always very what you say, handy in terms of carrying. So don't make notes from coaching material. Always make notes from your standard books, not from basic, not from coaching. Sir, how to make GS 123 wise notes from newspaper? I have told you. Sir, can you please explain the note making of current affairs again? Sir, how to cover the CA? Chala ruko. Sir, how can you throw some light on how to tackle sociology optional? Again, I'm not pretty much sure. I can get you in touch with someone who has given interviewers or have cleared their examination from sociology. If you ping me on my number, the number I have given you, okay, it is again, I'm repeating, 97173 54094. Okay, then I will get you in touch with someone who is from sociology optional. Don't worry. What are the basics and advanced books for PubAt? Should I follow coaching material only? No. This goes for static as well. This goes for optional as well. Never rely on only coaching materials note. Never. Even if I am the owner of Civilsdaily, I am saying you that read only Civilsdaily's coaching material notes, I am lying to you. Nothing can replace your standard books. Your standard books are there for a purpose. They are written by academicians. They are written by experts. Okay. Coaching materials help you value add them. Add value to your standard books. Okay. They can never replace the standard books. Otherwise, everyone would have been reading a coaching material. Then Lakshmikant or Bipin Chandra or GC Leong or Ramesh Singh or XYZ books would not have been in the market. Right. So never rely only on your coaching material notes. You have to follow standard books. Sir, any guidance for geography optional answer writing or test series? For optional, please ping me. Okay? Please ping me. I wrote mains this year. What should be my strategy for me ideally? Can you please throw some light on it if possible? Ankit Kumar. See, good that you wrote your mains. Congratulations. I hope it went really well. Okay. If not, then try to write maximum answers in next 4 months. Because see, you will be not getting a lot of time after that. So try to enroll in a test series that has some mentorship so that you can discuss your issues with them. Although I wish you very good luck, I really hope that you clear this mains and go for the interview and eventually find your name in the PDF. Okay. But if you have a little bit of doubt, okay, what should have been my mains or what should have been my ideal preparation, then focus on next mains. अभी से prelims पे focus करने की जरूरत नहीं, because the prelims is strong if you have written mains. ठीक है. Next 4 months, do extensive answer writing and try to have some feedback with someone who is experienced. Sir, current affairs के लिए compilation होता है, but editorial के लिए भी compilation होता है क्या? क्योंकि मैंने दृष्टि IAS का current affairs compilation पढ़ा था 7 months पहले, बट अब स्टार्ट करना चाहता हूं तो एडिटोरियल कंपाइलेशन अवेलेबल होता है क्या? तुषार, हाय, I think we give you, and every coaching institute give you compilation both in terms of editorial, both in terms of current events. ठीक है, so don't worry, it is available, it is beneficial, don't worry. Sir, how to cover the previous month CA for mains and PSI optional as I haven't read the newspaper? अच्छा, एक चीज मैं फिर से बताता हूँ कि हम लोग कैसे डिस्कस कर रहे थे कि कैसे बनाना है नोट्स. Let me again make you understand how to make notes for current affairs in terms of mains. See, again, go through your UPSC syllabus. Go through your UPSC syllabus and you will realize that there are 20 to 25 bigger topics in mains. Now, what are those topics? First is your ideology. Ideology can be secularism, socialism, communalism. Then there are regionalism, okay, urbanization. These are major topics. Okay. Then vulnerable section. Vulnerable section mein we have minor topics like old age people, women, Dalit, scheduled tribes, ठीक है, PVTGs, LGBTQ, anyone, ठीक है, migrant laborers are also vulnerable sections, migrant after COVID, ठीक है. Then we have resources, geography वाला part में resources. Then in polity you have all the schemes, new policies, new bills or new acts, ठीक है, that government has undertaken. Secondly, important schemes that is going on, the flagship schemes, be it Manrega, be it anything else, ठीक है, be it your Swachh Bharat, be it your Make in India, ठीक है, be it Atmanirbhar Bharat, be it PLI scheme, whatever it is, ठीक है. So leave around 30 pages for schemes and flagship programs, ठीक है. Then you have governance, ठीक है, governance will have everything, be it citizen charter, be it good governance, anything, ठीक है. And the new जैसे ये this, I'm not remembering the exact word, Karm Yogi वाला part, ठीक है. So you have 20-25 larger topics. In economy, you have basic economy, ठीक है, like the role of RBI, the role of SEBI, ये हमेशा न्यूज में हमेशा रहता है, ठीक है. हाँ, also in paper 2 you have constitutional bodies. Leave around 15 pages for them as well. It can be election commission, it can be CBI, it can be other non-constitutional bodies like ED, ठीक है, NHRC, National Human Rights Commission, ठीक है. Leave 15 pages for them as well. And plus, in terms of IR note making, first of all, focus on SAARC and ASEAN nations. First focus should be on SAARC nations. Whatever states that we cover SAARC, cover them. Then ASEAN, then European Union, then Middle East, ठीक है, then Central Asia, then US, Russia, all the super 5 powers, ठीक है, whatever they are in UN Security Council, Russia, France, America, UK, China, ठीक है. And then overall whole Africa, then overall South America. This should be your priority. Okay, SAARC, then ASEAN, then groupings like EU or NATO or UNSC or your G7, G20, these kind of groupings. Then your Middle East, Central Asia, okay. Then your Africa as a whole, South Africa, North Africa, East Africa, South West Africa, and then lastly your this part, this South America, okay. And in the groupings you will also have Quad, ASES, all these things, okay. Leave 20 pages for these. You will have a regular commentary on these issues, okay. Then in paper 3 you will have trade and commerce, agriculture issues, okay. So largely there are 15, 20, 25 large topics. Leave 15-20 pages for each. Whenever you see any article on these particular topics, go to that particular page. Whatever topics that you have written before, उसके नीचे एक line खींचो, ठीक है, make a line, make a straight line behind the last topic that we have covered and start a new thing. Only write in bullet points, only write issues, challenges and solutions in this format, ठीक है. And if you have some new data, if you have some new opening line, you can add it. Plus you can have some set conclusion. Let's say if there is question on malnutrition, then you will write this particular conclusion. If the question is about regionalism, you will write this particular question, this particular quotation. If the question is about federalism, competitive federalism between states, then you will write this particular. This will help you in essay as well. This will help you quote some facts in your intro, okay. This will help you remember the important committees and committees, okay, that government has made, be it for governor and state relations, be it state and union relations, be it working of constitution. So every time, let's say you're talking about malnutrition or hunger, whenever you see any article on hunger and malnutrition, you go to the same page that we have left for hunger and malnutrition, and you write new points there. So this way you will be able to tackle current affairs in an efficient manner, and you will realize that 85% of your questions, 85% of your paper 1, 2 and 3 are from current affairs, direct and indirect. Even though the question might be the NHRC, National Human Rights Commission, has been termed a toothless tiger, critically analyzed. Now it seems that it is a very static question. The National Human Rights Commission will critical analysis karna hai. But why it is a toothless tiger? For that, you have to have some data. You have to have critical analysis from current affairs. And when we talk about current affairs, it is not only about GK, it is not only about event, but also about your editorial. Some human rights activists, some ex-NHRC chairman must have written about NHRC. Don't worry about it. And you will find it very easily. If you follow 1 year's newspaper, you will easily find some discussion from NHRC, where they have discussed the good things that NHRC has done, and you will find the shortcomings of NHRC and the reason behind that shortcoming. It might be that they do not have any staff with them. It might be that they cannot make penalty, they can impose penalty. I'm just giving you an example of NHRC. Okay? And then there will be solutions. So these questions that you are seeing in mains, especially in the last 5 years, 10 years, please go through the paper. One previous year questions, you will see 85% of them are dynamic, are from current affairs oriented. Only 15% are thorough static. I hope this time it is clear. Even if it is not clear, don't worry, you can drop me a message. I will make you understand. Sir, can we have a session on building content in mains and approach for questions, please? Yes, I will ask Sukanya ma'am. Okay, she is the head of mains. She will definitely take a session on this. Don't worry about it. Okay, sir, environment ke approach bata dijiye, prelims and mains both. See, if you talk about environment now, earlier since 2011 environment is there in the prelims paper, and since 2013 it is in mains paper. Okay, so if you go through environment, you will realize ki earlier in first part, okay, in zone 11 to 15 especially, the questions were very static in terms of prelims. Okay, they were asking from biomes or sensitive zones. Okay, जो एकदम through and through वो होता है, static portion environment का. Then we used to cover it through Shankar IS environment. Okay, then from 16 onwards, what they have done, they have started mixing it with the current affairs. Now current affairs mixing में सबसे बड़ा important area है तुम्हारा pollution. I'm first of all talking about prelims. Take care, so don't get confused. So in prelims, the important area is from pollution. So it is mixing a lot of questions from pollution. Okay, now pollution is a current affairs issue, but the question is coming through static. It can be any element of any pollution. Okay, the other important aspect is your regulations, various articles, various acts that government has bought to control pollution, to control check pollution. Okay, the third thing is your wildlife protection in environment. Okay, so it is not asking about the acts per se, but it is asking about the governing rules like sites. Okay, CITES, not that sites. Okay, you know what I mean. Okay, UN red list. Okay, so these are the issues that they are covering. So you have to mix it with your current affairs. Okay, you have to mix it with your current affairs, but at the same time your basics should be strong. Your basics should be covered from class 12 biology NCERT. If you go through a class 12 biology NCERT, you will realize last 4 or 5 chapters are from ecology. Okay, your basics should be made from there. Then you have to read selected chapters from Shankar IS. You do not have to muster each and every data. You do not have to take care of each and everything. In Shankar IS, you do not have to go through nitrogen cycle or carbon cycle or oxygen cycle. You have to read about basic issues. Okay, then you go to current affairs. Also, you do not have to read everything about each and every species that has been found, each and every butterfly that has been found. No, it is not going to be very cost effective. You have to talk about various groupings, especially talk about the various groupings. Okay, be it COPCC that is going to happen, be it Kyoto Protocol, be it Nagoya Protocol, be it anything. Talk about those protocols, learn about those protocols. That will be covered. Okay, and in mains, the questions for environment are basically everything that you have seen so far. It is a mixture of disaster management plus environment. ठीक है? For example, coastal regulation. ठीक है? It comes under disaster management as well as your environment ecology. So go after these areas. ठीक है? Ankit, you have raised your hand. How can I help you?
हेलो
हेलो
हेलो यस सर सर मेरे सर 3 डाउट थे। एक तो ऑप्शनल का था, तो ऑप्शनल तो आपको मैं पर्सनल नंबर पे आपको मैसेज कर दूंगा रिगार्डिंग एंथ्रो। सर दूसरा डाउट ये है कि जैसे मैंने पॉलिटी मान लीजिए लक्ष्मीकांत हम लोग पढ़ते हैं, तो मैं क्या सोच रहा था सर, जैसे इसको लगातार हम लोग पढ़ते रहे कि एकदम पी ही जाना है, या एक दो बार पढ़ के, 1 2 या 3 बार पढ़ के ही उसको आंसर राइटिंग हम लोग करते रहे, और मतलब जो नहीं है बस कंटेंट बिल्डिंग उसी में करते रहे आंसर राइटिंग से।
देखो कंटेंट बिल्डिंग तुमको तभी समझाएगा। देखो एक बार मैंने पढ़ लिया, मान लो मैंने आई हैव रेड समथिंग, ठीक है
जी सर।
अब मुझे पता कैसे चलेगा कि वेदर आई एम एबल टू राइट इट डाउन
जी
और वेदर इट इज एक्चुअली बेनिफिशियल फॉर मी। देखो पढ़ना अलग चीज है,
जी जी
ये वही बात है कि मैं प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन देख के सोच तो लूं कि मैं कर सकता हूँ, बट जब एक्चुअली करने बैठूं तो पता नहीं मैं 2 पन्ने या 3 पन्ने भर पाऊं कि ना भर पाऊं।
जी जी
सो रीडिंग हैज टू बी साइमल्टेनियस विद योर आंसर राइटिंग और टेस्ट, ठीक है? अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड। मैं पढ़ तो रहा हूं यार, मैं रिकलेक्ट नहीं कर पा रहा हूं, मैं पढ़ तो रहा हूं, उसको पन्ने पर डाल नहीं पा रहा हूं।
जी सर।
तो इट हैज टू बी अ मिक्सचर ऑफ बोथ। सो बार बार पढ़ो। देखो हमेशा किताबें सिंपल रखो, सिंगल रखो, उसे मल्टीपल बार पढ़ो और मल्टीपल बार लिखते रहो।
जी जी सर।
उसी से कंटेंट डेवलप होगा। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल तुमने कुछ पढ़ा, जैसे इसी साल का एक पेपर था, इसी साल का क्वेश्चन था मेंस का, ठीक है? अब हम लोग हमेशा फोकस किस पे करते हैं? यूके और इंडिया के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मैकेनिज्म पर, यूएस और इंडिया के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मैकेनिज्म पर, कि यूएस के प्रेसिडेंट और इंडिया के प्रेसिडेंट का इलेक्शन का डिफरेंस बताओ, यूएस की पॉलिटी और इंडिया की पॉलिटी के बीच में डिफरेंस बताओ, यूके का जो पार्लियामेंट है और इंडिया के पार्लियामेंट में अंतर बताओ। बट इस साल यूपीएससी ने सवाल क्या पूछ लिया कि इंडिया में प्रेसिडेंट का इलेक्शन और फ्रांस के प्रेसिडेंट का इलेक्शन कैसे होता है? आपने फ्रांस पे तो ध्यान नहीं दिया था। तो ये छोटे छोटे इश्यूज तभी आएंगे जब आप आंसर्स लिखना शुरू करोगे।
जी सर।
ठीक है? देखो और दूसरी बात इसमें एक और चीज क्या होता है, देखो हम डायनामिक क्वेश्चन बहुत इजीली वो कर लेते हैं अटेम्प्ट, बट जो 15% स्टैटिक पोर्शन है जिससे सबको बहुत आसान लग रहा है, ठीक है, उसमें आप कैसे लिखोगे यार? एक चीज होती है कि मैं आपसे एक चीज बोलूं, एक टॉपिक लिखने को बोलूं कि 3 स्टेजेस बताओ जैसे बिल पास होते हैं, ठीक है? अब आपको लग रहा है बड़ा सही है, फर्स्ट में रीडिंग होती है, सेकंड में डिस्कशन होता है, थर्ड में वहां जाता है, या तो डिबेट के लिए जाएगा, ठीक है, पास होने के लिए, या तो सेलेक्ट कमेटी के पास चला जाएगा। बट इसको 2 पन्नों में लिखना एंड सही सही लिखना इज डिफरेंट थिंग। एंड कैसे? क्योंकि और चीज समझो, 8000 बच्चे बगल बैठ के भी सेम चीज लिख रहे हैं।
यस सर।
तो कैसे अपना आंसर उनसे अलग दिखाना है? कैसे वी हैव टू स्टैंड आउट ऑफ द रेस्ट ऑफ द क्राउड।
यस सर।
ठीक है? उसी में अगर मैं 2-3 पॉइंट ऐसा डाल दूंगा कि यार इवन दो दिस इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ मेकिंग अ बिल इनटू एन एक्ट, इन लास्ट couple of years the sanctity of parliament has gone down. In order to make sure that bills are regularly scrutinized, we have to follow mandatory sending it to select committees and implementing the national constitution NCRCW's recommendations of minimum 120 days of sitting. तो आपने अपने आप को सोल्यूशन ओरिएंटेशन बना दिया। तो आंसर राइटिंग हमेशा करते रहो, हमेशा करते रहो, उसी से तुमको पॉइंट्स मिलते रहेंगे। एंड दूसरा आंसर राइटिंग का फायदा क्या होता है ना, नए क्वेश्चंस देखने के बाद ना एक नया वो निकलता है, एक नया एंगल मिलता है।
हाँ सर। और सर एक चीज और पूछनी है सर, जैसे सर मेरी आंसर राइटिंग अभी जस्ट शुरू हुई थी बस अगस्त में, तो कुछ फैमिली इश्यूज की वजह से रुक गई थी, तो मेरा वो शेड्यूल एकदम खराब हो गया पूरा। अब सर ऐसा हो गया कि सिर्फ मैंने अभी तक एक टाइम बस पॉलिटी और गवर्नेंस किया है, वो भी सेक्शनल बस ऐसे ही, कि पहली बार मेरी आंसर राइटिंग हो रही है। तो सर अब इसके आगे मतलब सब समझ नहीं आ रहा कि अब मैं प्रीलिम्स और मेंस के जो कॉमन सब्जेक्ट्स हैं उनको लेके बैठ जाऊं क्या सर, आंसर राइटिंग प्लस थोड़ा प्रीलिम्स पढ़ता रहूं कि
ऐसे करो। देखो इसीलिए विल सी वन थिंग कि ज्यादातर वो टॉपिक्स जो प्री के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, मेंस के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, हमेशा टेस्ट का सिमिलर टाइप का होता है। इफ यू गो थ्रू विजन, इफ यू गो टू सिविलसडेली, इफ यू गो टू इनसाइट्स, यू विल रियलाइज कि मेंस के टेस्ट ना वो ऐसे प्लान होते हैं कि आपको प्रीलिम्स का भी साथ में हो सकता है। एंड वो टॉपिक्स जो कि मेंस के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट, लेट्स से एनवायरमेंट एंड डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी,
जी सर,
ठीक है, सोसाइटी एंड गवर्नेंस, ये सब वो टॉपिक्स हैं जो आपके के मेंस में इंपॉर्टेंट है, उनके टेस्ट साइड में होते हैं, या पेपर 4 का टेस्ट अलग होता है। तो हमेशा इंडिकेटर रखो कि पॉलिटी, देखो पॉलिटी पेपर 2 पूरा आएगा प्री में,
जी सर,
ये तुम्हें पता है। पेपर 1 अराउंड 70% आएगा,
जी सर,
ठीक है, सोसाइटी वाला पार्ट छोड़कर। तो गो थ्रू दैट, एंड अभी पूरे 4 महीने रगड़ के आंसर लिखो, हर हफ्ते आंसर लिखो,
ठीक है सर, ठीक है सर,
ठीक है,
ठीक है सर,
हाँ,
थैंक यू सर,
मोस्ट वेलकम एंड ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू सर।
Shravanti, you have raised your hand. Tell me, how can I help you?
Sir, one thing is that since UPSC stands as the longest journey of success, so how do you give us the strategies and help us in stating that motivational will help? How do you
See,
help give us some strategies to just stay motivated and then consistent working of journey?
See, first thing first, never have negative people around you. Okay? Negative people means people who are trying to pull you down. People who are always questioning your hard work. कि भाई नहीं होगा, नहीं होगा, नहीं. That is not the case. एक बेसिक फंडा यार, पहली बात तो समझ लो. The basic funda that you have to understand is that मेरा कैसे नहीं होगा. How will I not be able to clear the examination? Who the hell is going to stop me? First thing first. Secondly, the very basic difference between sincerity and serious, being serious and being sincere, is in UPSC preparation. You do not have to be very serious in this preparation. Okay? Yes, you have to be sincere. What I mean with this, let's say you are studying for 4 hours. Now in those 4 hours, even if God comes now, he or she cannot move you. Your dedication should be that. But after you're done with the studies now, you have to enjoy your life. You have to go to movies. You have to have some friends. You have to have some social life as well. You won't believe, Shravanti, my father asked me to go watch a movie during my mains, my first mains. My father was an IPS officer.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I was shocked. I said, have you gone mad or what? My mains are going on. My first mains are going on. I should go and watch movie or what? Well, Ravan, that time, Shah Rukh Khan's Ravan was out. Okay, just before Diwali, in 12. Okay. He said, go and watch Ravan. It will clear your mind. Okay. So have some other life as well. Have some balance between your studies plus other life as well. As I said, do not go into isolation. And lastly, always seek motivation from like-minded people. Do not fall for this trap. This particular person was poor and suddenly his son or his daughter or her son became an IAS officer. Your motivation can come from 900 ranked person as well. Or your motivation can be from footballer, a cricketer. If you are following a person, if you are following a success story, follow that. It do not have to be UPSC. For me, it is Sachin Tendulkar. I'll be honest, it is Sachin Tendulkar. Whenever I'm in some bad mood, I watch cricket videos. So I do things which push me up, which makes me happy. So the idea is always be happy, always be surrounded with supportive people, with people. You do not have to have 5 good friends. You have to have just one good friend who understands you. It can be your mother, it can be your father, it can be your brother, it can be your sister, it can be your best friend. Plus, be sincere, do not be serious. कि मेरे को 8 घंटा ही पढ़ना है, मेरे को 10 घंटे ही पढ़ना नहीं. If you are capable enough, you can have that much hard work in 4 hours as well. And plus, keep yourself motivated with the success story of someone else. And make sure that, and think someone else will follow my success story one day. Okay. Don't be arrogant, but be confident.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ankit, you have raised your hand, I guess.
Thank you so much for your inspirational words, sir.
Most welcome, and all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.
हेलो.
हाँ अंकित.
हाँ सर, जैसे श्रवंती ने इशू रेज किया ये, सर मेरा भी थोड़ा ऐसा इशू है कि जैसे फैमिली अराउंड, मान लीजिए फैमिली सपोर्टिव है, लेकिन इन केस कुछ इश्यूज की वजह से आप घर पे नहीं पढ़ पा रहे हो, या कुछ ऐसी चीज है एकदम अनअवॉइडेबल है, और वो एज अ कांस्टेंट चीज है कि आप मतलब उसके साथ रहना है, उसके साथ सर प्रिपरेशन मेरे को समझ नहीं आती सर. एक तो जैसे ही घर जाओ वो मेंटल प्रेशर, फिर वहां से निकलो पढ़ने के लिए. एटलीस्ट मैं लाइब्रेरी अभी बैठा हुआ, तो मेरे को लाइब्रेरी जाना होता है, वहां जाके थोड़ा टाइम वेस्ट होता है, उसी बैक एंड जो चीज रह गई दिमाग में उसके चलते रहता है सर. वो रुकता ही नहीं है, और वो रुकना होता है तो फिर कुछ सर बाहर जाके कुछ खाना पीना होता है, फिर उसके बाद फिर आके बैठना होता है, तो वो टाइम बहुत चला जाता है उस चक्कर में।
I can understand. हाँ
सर इसको
देखो
मतलब
देखो
हाँ सर
देखो कुछ इश्यूज ऐसे होते हैं जो साइकोलॉजिकल होते हैं, साइकोलॉजिकल इन द सेंस कि नॉट मेंटल,
जी
बट इन द सेंस कि यार कुछ हम लोग ने लॉस फेस किया होता है फैमिली में. इट माइट बी अ पर्सनल लॉस, इट माइट बी इवन अ फाइनेंशियल लॉस. ठीक है,
जी
I've seen people around me going through. I lost my father, ठीक है, during my preparation, ठीक है,
ठीक
and eventually I had to leave Delhi and move to Lucknow. ठीक है, I'm from Lucknow to help my
सर,
mother.
आई एम
ठीक
फ्रॉम
है,
आल्सो
I'm a
लखनऊ।
sing. Okay, congratulations. अरे तुम कहाँ लाइब्रेरी में बैठे हुए हो by the way?
अरे सर आशियाना के सेक्टर।
Okay, मैं गोमती नगर में रहता हूँ. So my point is,
यस
I'm a single child. ठीक है, I don't have
यस
any brother and sister, so I understand this point. But eventually I have to make sure कि यार end goal क्या है मेरा. End goal is my UPSC. ठीक है, whatever loss there is, be it financial, be it psychological, I'm not going into your personal loss. ठीक है, I'm not going about your family issues. ठीक है,
यस
but my point is कि if I get that name in my final list, in the UPSC final list, perhaps that will cover everything. Perhaps that will bring smile to my near and dear ones. Perhaps it will make someone else motivated to follow my journey. The larger picture we have to always make sure कि यार हर चीज आसान नहीं हो सकती है. It cannot be hunky and dory every time. ठीक है, I was so much full of confidence when my father was alive. He was an IPS officer of Uttar Pradesh cadre. ठीक है, suddenly he was no more. I have no brother, I have no sister, no business in my family. ठीक है, no job. ठीक है, then I joined Civilsdaily. ठीक है, so eventually it was not easy, but eventually it works out. ठीक है, secondly, अगर थोड़ा बात कर सकते हो फैमिली में, it is helpful to have a conversation with your family, then please tell them, ठीक है, to support you in this. ठीक है, of course कोई जानबूझ के किसी को प्रेशर या टेंशन नहीं देता है.
यस
ठीक है, वो इनहेरेंट हमारे नेचर में होता है खुद को खुद से प्रेशर लेना.
जी
राइट, ठीक है, बट अगर तुम्हारे साथ कोई ऐसा इंसान जुड़ जाता है ना, दैट अंडरस्टैंड्स योर इश्यूज, दैट अंडरस्टैंड योर चैलेंजेस, देन मुझे बीच में 2-3 घंटे तुम्हें एक्स्ट्रा देने पड़ रहे हैं ना उस प्रोसेस में घुसने के लिए, पढ़ने के लिए. अब चाहे लाइब्रेरी में जाकर बैठने का प्रोसेस हो, चाहे बाहर जाकर तुमने खाना खाने का हो, इट्स ओके, डोंट वरी. ठीक है, एंड डोंट रश इनटू इट. ठीक है, समटाइम्स लाइफ इज बिगर देन यूपीएससी. Sometimes more important issues are in front of you than UPSC. So give time to them.
यस सर, शायद मैं रश कर रहा हूँ, मुझे लग रहा है अभी. ये तो है.
हाँ, so take some time. Maybe 8 घंटे या 6 घंटे दो यार. 2 घंटे अपने solution को दो ना लाइफ के, but don't rush into it.
जी सर.
ठीक है guys?
ठीक है सर. थैंक यू सर.
Most welcome. And again, I'm repeating my number, everyone, 97173 54094. Why I'm repeating this? Because I'm going to end this session. It has been so long. Okay, everyone, you might be hungry. Everyone might not have had their dinner. So you take care. Okay, and you go. And if you have any other doubt, please drop me a message. I'll be helping you out. Don't worry about it. Okay. I hope I have resolved most of your doubts. Okay.
So you're
I hope I
available
have.
on WhatsApp?
Sorry.
Are you available on WhatsApp or Telegram?
Yes, I have only one number with me so far. ठीक है, I am available on the same number on Telegram and WhatsApp and whatever. ठीक है.
Okay. Thank you.
Most welcome and all the best, folks. Take care. ठीक है.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Most welcome, Ankit. Most welcome. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And if you ever face any issue, please come to me. I live in Vanithan. ठीक है. I live in Jaipuria. You have my number. You come visit. ठीक है.
Okay sir. Thank you so much sir.
चलो. Take care, guys. Take care.
Thank you so much for the session, sir. Good night.
Most welcome. Take care. Bye bye. Good night. Take care. All the best.